build the lead and survive. That has to be the plan when the A's play this talented Astros team here at Minute Maid Park. Last night, that is exactly what the Athletics did. Ryan Healy hit his first career grand slam, and the green and gold tacked down runs late. Then the bullpen survived the ninth inning as the Astros put on a late comeback surge, and the A's took game one. Bob Melvin and the boys have won 4 in a row, and they will look to continue this solid road trip. A's, Astros, game 2, next. Well, a 4-0 road trip so far, so finally some success on the road for the Athletics as we get set for Game 2 of the series. David Paulino is going to pitch for the Astros. Jesse Hahn is going to pitch for the Athletics. It's the Oakland A's and the Houston Astros coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Well, when the A's let Stephen Vogt go, they basically said, hey, it's Bruce Maxwell's time. So, Ray, he's going to play a lot throughout the course of this season, and so far, so good. He's hit well, and he's done a nice job behind the plate.
And I agree with you, Kuiper. He's one of the young kids that they're bringing up. They want him to catch. They liked him before. They liked his defense. They liked his offense. How about this throwing out of Jose Altuve, one of the fastest young men in baseball? And then, of course, the hit with 2 outs, the curveball that was down, that brought in the first run. He is able to hit the ball. He uses the whole field as he pulls this ball to right center field. But he talked about hitting the ball to the opposite field. He learned how to do that first. Now he's pulling. He's a complete player.
All right, last Thursday at the Coliseum, Jesse Hahn had one of his worst starts of his career, and it was against these Astros. So he's going to get another shot at him.
The 5th pitch that he threw hit George Springer, and that was his downfall. He admittedly said it was tough to pitch inside. Because of that, he gave up 10 runs, 9 earnings. And if you go back last year to June here, lasting just 2/3 of an innings, he gave up 7 runs in that start here. So he would like to do well against a ball club that he's had some success, but it needs a lot more.
All right, it'll be David Paulino pitching for the Astros. He was the winning pitcher in that start on Thursday, so it is a rematch from that game. Keep it right here on NBC Sports California. Up next, a quick trip back to the A's pregame live studios, and then back here to Minute Maid Park in Houston for the A's and the Astros.
Sports California is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Jack in the Box. Come try the new sweet or spicy barbecue bacon cheeseburger and chicken sandwich. Limited time only.
Welcome back to Minute Maid Park here in Houston. Astros have yet to take the field. Lineup cards are being exchanged at home plate. That is David Paulino. We will go when Mr. Paulino is ready to go. He's getting there. Game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. Roof is closed again. It's 85 degrees outside.
Ooh, humid.
As usual, plenty of humidity. A little breezy today. No rain here in Houston.
Well, one thing, Kai, for sure, last Thursday, before David Paulino took the mound, he had 2 runs in the first, 8 in the second. That's different tonight because he's in his home park as Matt Joyce will lead off for the Athletics. And it's always nice if you can take the mound, you have a lead. But tonight he takes the mound in the top of the first. A little bit different, but he's a good pitcher.
Here's the Oakland A's starting lineup. It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. If it looks familiar, that's because it's the same as last night. Joyce, Olsen, Lowry, Davis, Alonso, Healy, Maxwell, Barreto, and Brugman. That's your A starting lineup.
And that is rare to see the same lineup, but it is that tonight against David Paulino, who last Thursday faced the Athletics, and he pitched well enough to pick up the victory. Of course, he had 10 runs in the first 2 innings. A's did come back to make it a 12-9 game, but Paulino, a good fastball, the curveball, slider, and changeup, the 4-pitch mix, and really in the rotation because 4 starting pitchers on the disabled list for the Astros. And talking to Jeff Luno tonight, Kai, they're not in any hurry to have Dallas Keuchel come back like you said last night.
Take the time. Defensively, the Astros have Aoki in left, Springer in center, Reddick is in right, Gonzalez, Correa, Altuve, and Gurriel around the infield, third to first, and Brian McCann is behind the plate. So Paulino wrapping up his warm-up tosses, and the A's are looking to make it 2 in a row over these Astros, and they're looking for their 5th consecutive win. So it's been a nice road trip, and really the first time the A's have had a good road trip this year.
Yeah, it's been outstanding. They'd like to get greedy. They've won the road series with their 4 wins, and of course, no matter what happens, but they'd like to win back-to-back series. Bob Melvin ecstatic with his young players and some of the changes that have happened, and that's it. Used different lineups, 74, 78 games. And tonight, last night, same lineup, so that's rare in itself, but Bob Melvin liked what he saw last night, continue tonight.
Also Game of Thrones night here at Minute Maid Park, so there was a lot going on. It's outside.
What is that?
That's a throne.
It's a throne?
Game of Thrones night.
Looks like it would hurt.
So a lot of the people dressed up and everybody having a good time tonight. And a crowd still filing in, and it looks like it's going to be a very good crowd. Seats in the upper deck way down the lines are starting to fill in a little bit anyway. So
yeah, I think the fans in Houston are finally, now that the basketball season's over, football ready to come, but they're enjoying their Astros considering they have the best record, playing well, so it's good to see the fans coming out and supporting a team that is playing so well.
So Matt Joyce steps in. We're set for baseball from Minute Maid Park. Paulino fouls it straight back on the first pitch of the game, does Matt Joyce. That's Chris Davinsky. He's riding the dragon. So it is a full Game of Thrones night tonight here at the park.
Did you get one?
I didn't. Not everybody's getting those. Got him a special ticket.
Well, you're special. I thought you'd get one.
But I'm not a special ticket. 1-1 the count to Joyce, hitting .230, 10 homers, 31 RBIs. Umpires tonight. It's Eric Cooper calling balls and strikes. Gary Cedarstrom, the crew chief, at first. Gabe Morales at second. Adrian Johnson is at third. The shift for Matt Joyce. And now it's 2-2. Joyce was 1 for 5 last night. He scored a run. settling into that leadoff spot a little bit. He's been a hot hitter lately. He's hitting .333 in his last 19 games.
He is like his on-base percentage. He has 10 home runs. He had one leadoff against Tanaka. But if he can get on base at the table, that's what the A's have been looking for. And there's only one greatest of all time in Rickey Henderson.
Well, tonight, any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go.
See the perspiration for Paulino, of course, pitchers, but it is humid even on the field. Humidity level is there.
Inside corner, strike 3 called. That's how the ball game starts. So Paulino plants it right on the inside corner. That looks like a pretty good pitch.
Well, he got a pitch on the inside and looked like he might have overthrown a little bit, but Matt Joyce thought he had gotten ball 4. But a strike on the inside corner called by Eric Cooper.
Pitch cast brought to you by Penn Fed Credit Union.
Paulino had 6 strikeouts against the A's last Thursday. So he's had an extra day in between.
He went 5 1/3 innings in that start. 7 hits, 3 runs. Good enough to get the win, thanks to all that run support that Ray talked about.
Well, the Astros did it again last night, made it close to the 9th inning, but something they had done 4 games in Houston. They scored late, kept adding on. Last night they almost came all the way back. But Santiago Casilla came in and shut the door, fortunately. Well, that's what he did last Thursday, 107 pitches, pitching into the 6th inning. Got bullpen help. Not as much as the Astros would have liked, considering they had an early lead, 10-0.
0-2 pitch, strike 3 called on the outside corner.
Josh Reddick, how about this? Last night, Josh Reddick pinch hit him. Watch what he does. Opens up. There's your belt buckle, Kite. That was one of the biggest outs because it looked like he tried to hit the 3-run home run, and it was caught third base. And then this game ended exactly the same way the game ended on April the 29th. A 3-6-1 double play. Brian McCann, he did it also on April the 29th. Ryan Healy with a grand slam, but that was the biggest out after the Astros had collected 5 consecutive hits in the 9th inning. Unfortunately, Josh Reddick opened up just a little bit too much with a fastball away and popped it up foul.
So 1-0 the count to Lowry. And this one is hit very high into the air in right center field. Reddick's over there. He makes the catch. Side retired. Paulino with a 3-up, 3-down inning, and Jesse Hahn set to go to work. No score after half an inning. First, let's look at their starting lineup. It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and here it is. Springer, Reddick, Altuve, Correa, McCann, Beltran, Gonzalez, Gurriel, and Aoki. That's your Houston Astros starting lineup.
And Jesse Hahn, of course, a big recovery game for him after last Thursday, in which he did not get off to a good start. Admittedly, he said the fastball that hit George Springer kind of set him back, that he was not able to pitch effectively inside. He's forgotten about that, and has forgotten about the June start last year, pitching against a very good Astros team and trying to get the A's their 5th consecutive road win.
So Springer steps in. Showed you that Springer home run last night in the 9th inning, his 23rd home run of the year. He's got 50 RBIs and a .283 batting average. So terrific season for George Springer. May very well be a starter in the All-Star game for the American League.
That's a big boy swing, and an interesting article in USA Today yesterday about the number of home runs, how many more have been hit. But big swings like this, that's a result of down on one knee. He'll swing like that with 2 strikes. And that's really what's happening. Strikeouts are up, home runs are up, but if you swing that hard with 2 strikes, it's either one or the castle. You know what the other is, but right.
That one's hit well to right field. Olson's back on. Number 24 for George Springer.
There's a 9th leadoff home run after last night. His last at bat was a 3-run shot, same area. And you know, you have to wonder, see where Maxwell is and see where the pitch is. And if you're George Springer, you have to be thinking, he hit me with a 3-1 fastball. Is he going to go back in? Probably not. Maxwell had set up inside, but the pitch was away. He went with it perfectly and hits another home run to the opposite field.
So he's now 2 home runs behind Aaron Judge for the home run lead in the American League. 9 leadoff home runs, most in the majors. So 9 leadoff home runs this year for Springer.
He broke Craig Biggio's record for the leadoff home runs, single season. Not even the All-Star break. And he does swing hard.
And that one is lined to right field down the line. Foul. A line drive that could not have been fouled by a lot.
On the fastball and in the location, not exactly where Bruce Maxwell is wanting. It was not by much. It almost hit the foul pole. Thought it might be hit hard enough that it would not hook in front, but it did.
Reddick 8 home runs, 28 RBIs.
You know, we talked last Thursday about how few home runs Jesse Hahn given up. Just the Gallo home run back on the April the 19th before last Thursday. He gives up 2. He start in between, did not give up a home run.
And the 2-2 pitch waved at by Reddick, so there's a strikeout.
But one thing Josh Reddick did a couple of springs ago with the Athletics, he tried very hard, hit the ball in the opposite field. This is a perfect pitch to do that. Look at him open up. And he knows that pitch well off the plate could have been called a strike. Who knows the way things are going? But if you open up that badly, that much, there's no way you can reach the outside part of the plate.
One away for Altuve. Altuve lines one to right field. Olson hustling over. He's not going to get it. Drops fair. Altuve rounds the bag at first. He's headed for second, and he's going to have a 1-out double. 22nd double of the year for Jose Altuve.
Now, right now, all Jesse Hahn is using is his fastball. And again, Bruce Maxwell set up inside. And you know, as a catcher, you might as well forget it. Might as well not go inside, maybe do it later in the game, but he's coming off the start in which he did not pitch effectively inside after hitting Springer. And twice now, Maxwell has gone inside. And the home run by Springer was on the outside part of the plate, the target inside. Might as well just get away from it, stay outside, and try to eventually go back to the inside.
Here's the cleanup hitter, Carlos Correa. Correa at 303, 14 home runs, 48 RBIs. He was 1 for 3 with a couple of walks last night. Had the base hit in the 9th inning. Two for 7 in his career against Jesse Hahn. And that would squirts past Maxwell, but Altuve stays at second base. Quick look at the A's defense. As Joyce in left, Brugman in center, Olsen in right. Healy Barreto on the left side, Lowry Alonso on the right side. Maxwell is your catcher.
Cap, we talk often about the scouting reports and how you're going to pitch certain hitters. While that is great, and they went over the hitters prior to tonight's ball game, but I think you have to factor in what Jesse Hahn was not able to do last Thursday. You just got to go away from trying to pitch inside when really he's shown tonight that he's not capable, at least at this point.
3-0 to Correa with Brian McCann waiting in the on-deck circle. Altuve, good lead at second, and the pitch is in for a strike. Jesse Hahn also started against the Astros on the 30th of April. It was here. He took the loss, gave up 3 earned runs in 6 innings. Astros won that game 7-2. A couple of losses to the Astros this year. This one tapped in the hole. Barreto has it. Straightens up his throw across, not in time. So Correa with a base hit.
It's good base running by Altuve at second because he got his teammate, double play partner, at base hit. If he had gone to third, that's the only play for Barreto. He started, realized the ball did not go through, stayed at second base. Barreto, a good job as he did last night, using the turf, not trying to overthrow. Just a couple of bounces. He had no chance to get Correa anyway. And nice if Altuve had gone towards third base, but he's experienced enough. He was not going to run into an out.
So here's McCann. Here's the shift on for McCann. You see Barreto playing near second base. Good speed with Altuve and Correa on the bases. First pitch to McCann is in first time. 261 for McCann, 10 homers and 40 RBIs.
He left a whole bunch on the bases last night. And
0 for 5.
Yeah, the biggest outs for the Athletics, and especially with him at the plate. Runners in scoring position probably every time, I think, except one at bat.
So a quick 0-2 to McCann with Carlos Beltran in the on-deck circle. George Springer with a leadoff home run to give the Astros a 1-0 lead. Three hits in the inning. Runners both go, and it's a breaking ball that's bounced foul. So if nothing else, Ray, they picked the right pitch to run on. McCann with 2 strikes kind of had a cover. Probably swung in what may have been a ball,
but too close to take, and especially McCann was behind the plate last night with Adrian Johnson. He's already been behind the plate tonight with one outside curveball that was called a strike coming around the plate. So trying to protect, and with a couple of strikes, that's all he could do.
Runners not going this time. Up and away. In these situations, Altuve, the runner at second, I mean, he's going to get a good lead because he always does. But Barreto playing pretty much right behind him. But the runner at first, Carlos Correa, he could get, he can go another 10 feet. I mean, Alonso is just, he cannot hold him on with McCann, the hitter. And that's why right there. Just could not quite get to it. Here comes Altuve. The throw to the plate is a little bit late. Altuve scores. It's 2-0 Astros. So Yonder Alonso, even not holding the runner on, playing his normal spot, just could not quite get to that one. So McCann gets the RBI hit.
Well, that was with 2 strikes this time, though. The backdoor breaking ball, and Knowing the strike zone, might as well go after it. Same thing Maxwell did last night with a base hit up the middle. And Yonder Alonso and Jed Lowry and this throw, fortunately, short hop caught by Maxwell. Looking around for Jesse Hahn, he was at first base. He had gone over to cover first, so there was nobody backing up home. So fortunately, Maxwell was able to catch the short hop, because if it got by him, Correa would have scored easily.
So still only one out. Here's Carlos Beltran. And there's a strike. So 4 hits in the inning. A homer, a double, and 2 singles. Pitch number 22 coming up for Jesse Hahn. Lofted down the left field line, and Healy cannot quite get it.
Last night the Astros with 5 consecutive hits in the 9th inning, and they continue tonight with the hits in the 1st inning, just as they did last night.
The Astros out hit the A's last night, 14-9. But of course, the grand slam was the big hit in the game for either team, and that was by Ryan Healy. Astros were 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position last night.
A lot of those
first career grand slam.
First part of the game for the Astros, but Ryan Healy knows that today's a new day and trying to help his ball club win.
And the curve outside. It's the pitch that last night was called a strike probably 4 to 5 times.
At least.
Maybe not quite that far outside.
Did find out that Adrian Johnson lives in the area, so maybe he had, calling those pitches is still a 3.5 hour game.
Got to get home. Reach for by Beltran.
He's looking for his pass list right now. Upper deck, down the left field line.
Yeah, he's like, hey, those people that are heckling me, are those my tickets? Another 1-2 pitch. It's popped up. Lowry out. Lowry waits, and he's got it. So that's a big out.
It's huge. Very, very big. Because with Beltran up, there's always that concern that he's going to drive the ball someplace and try to pull an outside pitch. George Springer drove one of the outside field, so Jesse Hahn trying to get out of this inning, and that's a big, big out to leave the runner at third base at least with less than 2 outs.
So here's Marwin Gonzalez.
Did talk to Gary Pettis about that base running last night by this young man, Gonzalez. And Gary said, I said, how did you hold him up? Did you know? And he said, he kind of positions himself. And he said, he said, I have kind of a time clock, a clock in my body, because a great base stealer. And he said, I saw where he was, and I saw where the ball was, and I said, there's no way I can send him. He never saw him jogging, as we did. We showed him the replay.
Or looking back,
jogging the whole thing. But he just said he felt that where he was, that there's no way he could send him, and he would have been out had he sent him. Turned out to be a good play. A's were not able to actually. This is what happened, though. Marwin Gonzalez, this was a home run. It was a 2 3-run home runs in the 2nd inning. One by Marisnik, who came into the game when Springer had to leave. Marwin, Rosie, Adam Rosales could have rounded the bases twice before he went around once.
inside, and now it's 3-0. Gonzalez, 317, 13 home runs and 41 RBIs. That's really Gurriel, who's the on-deck hitter. Gonzalez, the 7th man to bat in this inning.
Second 3-0 count. Correa did not swing at the 3-0.
This one is hit in the air to right field. Olson going back. Olson makes the catch. Stops right at the warning track. So a couple of runs on 4 hits for the Astros. We're on to the second. 2-0 Houston.
Fireworks a day early with the A's. The biggest and best fireworks show in Northern California is presented by MLB. The show only on PlayStation. That will follow the A's White Sox game on July the 3rd. Plus, you can enjoy this free fireworks show right on the field. For tickets, visit athletics.com/happy. That's athletics.com/happy. One of the 7 dwarfs, Happy.
Grumpy. You're more happy though.
Happy.
First pitch to Chris Davis. Outside corner, first strike.
Paulino's got to be happy because he's got another 2 spot in the first inning. So he did get 2 in the first. Jesse Hahn gave up 2 last Thursday in the first. And of course, June the 3rd last year, he didn't last out of the first inning, giving up 7, 2/3 of an inning.
Little delayed call by Eric Cooper, but called the strike. It's 0-2.
Know your umpires and know their strike zone, whether you're a pitcher or a hitter.
Wanted a high fastball. Did McCann, and Paulino threw it up there. Davis with a double. On an RBI last night. Also scored a run. He was hit by a pitch. 2-2 now. 19 homers, 50 RBIs. Davis has that batting average up to 252.
Well, it's going to be tough for the decision makers when the All-Star extras are selected following the lineup change on the end of the lineup.
Ooh. And that one is belted down the left field line, and that baby is gone.
Wow.
So home run number 20 for Davis, and it's 2-1.
Put a buzz through this crowd of partisan Astros fans. A breaking ball that stayed on the inner half of the plate, and that baby was crushed. And just don't hook foul. I don't think it had a chance. Bobby Dynamite get hit. Wow. Wow. That was hit hard.
Here's Yonder Alonso, who swings and misses right down the line. In fact, it looked like it went up near the top of the foul pole.
Yep.
There's the home run leaders updated. Springer with his 24th, Davis with his 20th. See, Healy's on there with his 18. Aaron Judge still leading the pack. Logan Morrison with 22 home runs. See, that's a little bit of concern for me when it comes to the All-Star thing and Yonder Alonso, because of Logan Morrison and Justin Smoak.
That's right. Smoke's number 2, eh? Right.
Neither of those guys are going to get voted in.
That's right.
And you're not going to take 4 first basemen. You may not take 3. That one's hit high in the air to right center. It's deep, but Reddick's there. And I'm just, I hope Yonder doesn't get caught in the numbers game at first base, and it is a possibility.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Because Hosmer is leading, and you got Miguel Cabrera, who's below the other 3 guys.
Cabrera's probably not going to make it this year. Although the Tigers
have to have somebody.
And we're not saying that they don't have somebody that's worthy of making it. We just don't have their stats in front of us. But I think people with the Rays will argue that Morrison deserves to go, just like we're going to argue Alonso deserves to go.
Yeah. But you're right.
And Smoak, the same thing, Justin Smoak.
He got a fastball from James Hoyt last night, and after the sliders that he took, the fastball, he took the opposite field. Again, the last trip in when Chris Davis hit a couple of Charlie Morton to right field. Same game on the 28th of April. Those were the same fastballs that were away from him, just like Ryan Healy did it last night.
2 pitch, a little high. Big month of June for Healy. He's got 9 home runs. In Oakland A's history, most home runs in June. Reggie hit 14 in 1969. And McGuire hit 14 in 1996. McGuire again in 1995. Healy's had a terrific month of June. Swings and misses that one. Hard slider from Paulino. Is that a slider, Ray, or a cutter?
I'd say it's slider, and it's one that it goes very sharply, and see how much it breaks, and it's just a slider that goes down. Cutter usually is going to be thrown harder. It's almost in between a slurve and a slider. Not much movement, but cutter's just a very. Actually, last night cutter was being thrown by Michael Fiers. It left a few of them off. That was the hook 'em horn sign given by catcher McCann.
Paulino likes the slider. 24% of his pitches this year have been sliders. But he uses the change and the curve quite a bit as well. So he's got the full 4 pitches. He's just 23 years old. He's a very highly thought of prospect by the Astros. Are they willing to give him up?
That's right, and other teams, because if they're going after a bona fide starter, as Jeff Luhnow, the general manager, has indicated, that Paulino probably is going to be in the mix.
Good pitch there, 1-2. He's from the Dominican Republic. Originally he was a Detroit Tiger, but he was traded over here for Jose Veras in 2013 when he was still very young. He's still young. He's only 23, so he was 19 years old when he came over to the Astros. Very tall, 6'7". Probably fill out a little bit as time goes on.
Paulino and Martins, a couple of the starters that the A's saw in Oakland, they have filled in nicely for the disabled list starters, at least on the disabled list.
Maxwell fouls it back.
I thought Jeff Luhnow, the general manager, what we talked about with the 10-day disabled list, while it's been effective, he said 10 days you miss one start. He said, however, in the case of Dallas Keuchel, came back too quickly. And that's what's finding out, that you go on the 10, players think they could come back instead of taking the extra 5 days. And as a result, end up being on the disabled list a little bit longer.
2-2 pitch, pop foul. But I mean, that doesn't mean you have to take them off at 10 days.
Exactly.
I mean, you can leave them on there longer than you want.
There's Jeff Luhnow, the general manager, and again indicating there's no rush for Dallas Keuchel to bring him back. They want him back 100% because they have the biggest lead, the best record in baseball. They can afford to have Keuchel take the time necessary and come back 100%.
And you know what, too, Ray, if you think about it, so you're giving Paulino starts, you're getting Martez, the other young right-hander, starts. So that's a win-win, too, if you're the Astros, because they're still winning.
That's right.
And they're still playing good baseball. But now you're letting these two young, talented prospects have some success at the big league level, and you're also showcasing them.
Absolutely.
Strike 3 called. So 2 more strikeouts inning for Paulino, but the A's are on the board. Chris Davis with a long home run. It landed up there somewhere. We're just not sure where. 2-1. Astros lead as we go to the bottom of the second. Second, A's fan representing the East Bay with the green and gold color. Kind of like that t-shirt. This one tapped slowly toward third. Healy has it. Throws in time. Gurriel is retired.
Best pitch of the game for Jesse Hahn. He got the fastball in, broke a bat. Maybe that, getting through the first inning, giving up just the 2 runs. And that fastball location inside the Gurriel broke his bat. Because in the first inning, he couldn't do what he just did. And that's good. One thing a pitcher, I mean, granted, you don't like to pitch inside and hurt somebody. I've known pitchers who would stay away because they felt if they could throw so hard, which guys did, and they hit somebody, hit them in the head, they could do some serious damage. But, man, you have to use both sides of the plate. Otherwise, hitters can dive, not think about the inside, and become very good hitters.
Here's Nori Aoki. 272, a homer and 11 RBIs. That home run came against the A's. He's 8 for 25 against the A's this year. It's been a tough out.
Kendall Graveman doesn't even want to hear us talk about it. That's the one he hit down the right field line. Dave, with the way Marisnick is playing, and of course they signed Reddick to a long-term deal. They have George Springer. It's kind of tough to keep Marisnick out of the lineup. Well, he's swinging the bat now. Was an outstanding center fielder.
Aoki lines one. He's got another hit against the A's. Babe Aoki.
Oh, man. Well, you get the count in your favor, this can happen. Get the leg kick, and while he will hit a few home runs, fastball's inside that one a little bit away, but still aggressively going after it.
So 5 hits now for the Astros, and back to the top of the order in George Springer. Talked about Healy's big June. Springer's even better. He's got 11 home runs this month.
Location in again. Overthrew it.
Springer, 34 leadoff home runs this month, most in any month in Major League Baseball history. So all around baseball, as Ray, you said earlier, home runs are up again this year. The leadoff home run.
Between the leadoff home runs and the multi-home run games by player. Did I read 27 consecutive days? Memorial Day was, I don't know if anything happened last night. Memorial Day was the last time someone did not hit 2 home runs in a game. But you swing hard, you make contact, you have the power, pretty good chance it's going to travel.
And that one is belted to left center. That's hit well. And it is off the very top of the wall. Aoki to third. He stops there. Springer, he just missed another home run. Got to go over that yellow line out there, and it came close.
Well, the fastball center cut. And, man, you give a fastball to a big swinger. Somebody swings as hard as Springer does, and it was below the yellow line, hit off the concrete wall hard, came back. And to Matt Joyce got it in, so very similar to last night. Back-to-back innings, second and third. Last night it was 2 outs. Tonight, 1 out.
The Fiesta sign, that's where it hit, so a couple of feet short of a home run. Above that yellow line, and it is a home run, infield in. And the first pitch to Reddick is a strike. Reddick struck out in the first. Done a good job in these spots, getting a runner home from third with less than 2 outs. Reddick against his old team this year is 8 for 25 with a home run.
Well, I would think hitters have to love this part because ball travels, roof is closed, conditions are good. Maybe Springer was robbed of a home run in another park.
A little bit inside. Hahn tried to grab a strike in there. So 2-1 the count. Aoki at third, Springer at second. Just missed outside. So Hahn, last 2 pitches close, but I don't think either of them were strikes. So 42 pitches for Jesse Hahn with 1 out in the second inning. And that one is roped to right. Olsen back. Olsen reaches up over his head to make the catch. Aoki comes in to score. Springer to third. Sacrifice fly for Reddick. And it's 3-1 Astros.
Another hard hit ball in the hitter's count. And Reddick, who almost hit a home run his first at bat, this pitch away from him. And if he'd hit that same one down the right field line as he did in the first inning, that would have been a home run because that was far enough outside. He didn't have a chance to hook it. Almost over the head of Olsen, who played it nicely.
So here's Altuve, runner at third, 2 outs. Healy, the third baseman, stays even with the bag. You never know what Altuve is going to do. He could easily bunt.
That's a great point. Sometimes I see those batting gloves look like work gloves. Like he's going to go out and dig a trench or something. Whatever works. Nice color of the Astros.
This one hit foul down the right field line. Altuve was 3 for 5 last night, so he's already got 4 hits in the series. He now has 96 hits on the year. Only Corey Dickerson has more. Corey Dickerson has 101 hits. Reaches for that one, pokes it foul. Since 2012, In Major League Baseball, Jose Altuve has the most hits, 1,081. How about that? Actually, it shouldn't really surprise you. We've seen him every year since the Astros moved into the American League. That was 2013. Taps this one slowly. Barreto cannot field it clean. Run comes in to score, and it's 4-1.
Probably going to be a base hit. And that's it. He makes contact, and when he makes contact, then those things can happen. You have to charge the ball. Look where Barreto's playing. So a long way to charge. And remember, this cut on this dirt is much deeper. So he's on the outfield grass. So he had a long way to run to even get to the ball. If you're playing normal position, maybe he doesn't have to run as far, but it's like a road trip from the back of the dirt. And he runs fast. He's given a base hit. And unfortunately, an RBI. Because Springer able to go to third on the line drive by Reddick, and that's the difference. You get to third base. Those are the kind of ways you can help your team score a run.
So 2 more runs in here. It's now 4-1 Astros, and here's Correa. Keep an eye on Altuve. He's got 12 steals this year. He's been thrown out 3 times. I always think, Ray, this is a good time to go. Because pitcher's a little frustrated, right? He just wants to get an out and get back in the dugout. Things aren't really going his way.
Plus, from the hitter standpoint, thinking about Altuve, he might throw a cookie to Correa, and he could do some serious damage.
Altuve not going, and the pitch is in for a strike. So we got action now in the bullpen. That's Josh Smith for the A's. Sweeping breaking ball, and the count is 1-1.
Well, it's just unfortunate that some pitchers against certain teams just feel they can't do anything.
And it's even worse when that team is in your division.
Exactly. And you have to face them, in this case, back-to-back starts.
More action for Barreto. Gets a nice hop, flips to second, side, retired. 2 runs on 3 hits, also a sacrifice fly. 3rd inning coming up, 4-1 Astros.
NBC Sports California is brought to you by Mr. Pickle's Sandwich Shop. Tri-Tip, that's California's go-to barbecue. Introducing your new favorite sandwich, only $9.99.
That looks good. Looks real good.
One of each.
Well, meat products, always popular here in the state of Texas.
Maybe that's some of Nolan Ryan's best.
Sure.
Got some big ranches around Texas. Dave Ryan, his son, who's president of the business operations.
Here's Franklin Barreto. Barreto hitting in the A spot. 4 hits and 13 at bats. Here's has the home run. Walked once and struck out 4 times. This is his 4th big league game. Hits that one hard. What a play by Gonzalez. Spins around, throws to first. And a beautiful play by third baseman Marlon Gonzalez. So that's 1 out here in the 3rd. These 2 teams will wrap up this series tomorrow. It's a day game. You can see the game on the MLB Network. Daniel Gossett's going to pitch for the A's. Brad Peacock's going to pitch for the Astros. So watch it on the network, MLB Network, or of course check it out on 95.7 Game. Listening with Ken, Ray, and Vince. So Gossett tomorrow. Jarrell Cotton, that was his spot to pitch. Remember, Cotton left his game on Friday in Chicago with the blister, but not quite ready to go yet, and he's tentatively scheduled to now pitch on Saturday at the Coliseum.
Through a side session today, and unfortunately he did have a little more of an issue, but he's got some undergrowth under what the blister which broke open on his last start. That was in Chicago. So you got to be smart.
Brugman drops one into center field, so Brugman has his first hit in his first at bat. So this is in that start. Cotton, you can feel it right there, and it's on his thumb. Kind of the inside of his thumb, and there you can see it. So he had to come out of that game. Now, he did get the win that night, his 5th win.
He said he threw a lot of cut fastballs that night, which he did, and his thumb in that area is on the seam of the baseball for the cut fastball. And as a result, as we know what happened with Rich Hill last year with his middle finger on his left hand, throwing hand. Had some issues with blisters.
Pop up. The Astros dugout and behind the dugout. So coming up this weekend at the Coliseum, Interleague Baseball with the Atlanta Braves in town, and this is the pitching matchups. Mike Foltynewicz, who used to be an Astro, he'll face off against Sonny Gray on Friday, R.A. Dickey against Jarrell Cotton on Saturday, and Julio Teheran against Sean Manaea on Sunday. So Gray, Cotton, and Manaea in the weekend series against the Atlanta Braves.
And let's hope Jarrell Cotton is okay, because with the blister you never know. And if he threw a side session today, which is Wednesday, he would not throw again until his start on Saturday. But again, pitchers, players have to be smart. They cannot try to play through injuries. Whether you're a pitcher and you have a blister, or position player that you have injuries to, especially legs.
2-1 the count to Joyce, who struck out looking in the first. Four strikeouts for David Paulino. This one looped into center, and that's going to be a hit. Brugman around second, he'll stay there. So a couple of soft base hits. The A's will take it here in the 3rd inning.
Cotton on Friday night got a 2-0 lead thanks to a home run by Chris Davis, and then started to throw the cut fastball. He made some very good plays. There's a nice 6-4-3 double play turn by Pinder and Lowry, and good 12-6 curveball, good fastball. He had all the pitches working, and he took advantage of the early 2-0 lead, and that was when he had given up the hit, and that's when he had to come out because of the blister on his right thumb. Hard to come out, but he did pitch well enough, and the A's were able to hang on and win the game. And part of a 3-game sweep, part of a 4-game winning streak on the road.
First pitch to Matt Olson. Swing and a miss by Olson. Olsen struck out in the first. So the Atlanta Braves are 37 and 39 coming into tonight's action. So see the Braves once every 3 years.
Yeah. They have a new park down in Atlanta.
This one is popped up. McCann back. It's fouled. Sounds like it's a hitter's park.
It sounds like it. As a matter of fact, Gordon Lenkey, a longtime scout, he said right field, it's almost like Yankee Stadium, very conducive to left-handed hitters, and that's why Matt Adams is now playing first, and Freeman has moved over to third, which is the original position. So to keep the bat of Adams in, looking forward to seeing how much weight he's lost.
I'm telling you, you will not think it's the same guy.
Actually, I saw him on TV, and after you said that, it was unbelievable, like a different person.
Like he lost 35, 40 pounds. 0-2. Very close pitch.
See,
may not want to take that one again.
They're so accustomed to getting that pitch. Even the broadcasters next door are going through some gyrations after not getting the pitch.
So 1-2 the count. And that one is called a strike. So Olsen is called out on strikes for the second time tonight.
And Bob Melvin can't believe it. And really, if he sees or saw what we're seeing, and again, it's just puzzling to me how a catcher can be on the corner and see the distance between the plate and where McCann is set up. I just find that very, very hard to believe. Especially a big curveball. A cutter, maybe.
So 2 outs. Here's Lowry. 5 strikeouts now for Paulino. For Matt Olsen. Olsen now in 30 at bats has struck out 14 times.
3 last night. He had 3 on Sunday. 2 tonight. That's after hitting 2 big home runs on Saturday, his first 2 home runs of his career. You know, if you are selective, you know the strike zone, and you take a pitch like that, you're saying, wait a minute, I don't believe that's a strike. But he may have to expand his strike zone, especially if it is called a strike.
So Lowry looking for a 2-out hit. He's trailing 4-1 here in the third. Popped up. Coming over is Gonzalez, but it'll be back amongst the crowd.
When you think about foul balls, and with the minimal foul territory, it seems like every foul ball that goes up, there's no chance for it to be in play. And this is kind of similar to most stadiums around baseball now with a very, very small foul territory.
Yeah, this is about the norm, it looks like.
But, you know, as the old saying goes, behind home plate, you're closer to the plate than the pitcher is. That's how little foul territory there is behind home plate.
And there's a base hit left field. Aoki has it scoot to his right a little bit, and Brugman's going to come in to score. So Lowry gets a big 2-out hit, and the score is 4-2.
Bad play by Aoki, because if he plays back, the run's not going to score. He thought he could make the catch, get the 3rd out, but when the ball started to die quickly, he had to knock it down. Curveball out, outside curveball. Jed Lowry went with it perfectly, stayed with it. But watch, Aoki comes in and thinks there's able to catch it. Fortunately, it hit off his body, but it also allowed the run to score. If he played back and given the base hit, it would have been bases loaded. There's no way Garcone could have sent it.
Aoki is a little adventurous in the outfield. You've seen that.
If that's an indication, you're right.
So Lowry will take it. He gets his 27th RBI. And here's Davis. Let's see. Ray's right on this. And I think, if Aoki plays it on a hop, I think If Brugman is sent, there is going to be a play at the plate.
I think there's going to be. Yeah.
A 1-0 to Davis. His home run in the second inning is 20th of the year. Swing and a nice good off-speed pitch from Paulino.
Chris Davis got a curveball inside part of the plate and crushed it to left field. No doubter, just stay fair. Almost hit the moo. Who's that? Chicken? Make another mistake with a curveball. The A's have a 1-run lead.
And that one is belted left field toward the Crawford boxes. That baby's gone, and that's a 3-run homer, and the A's have taken the lead. So the third time Chris Davis has had a 2-homer game, and we're not even halfway through the season yet.
Actually, one of them, his last was right here. We got Morton, both of them to right field tonight, 2 to left field. Fastball this time after the curveball, identical spot, and this is a line drive. I think this would have gone out any place. Crawford boxes, yes, but on a line drive, and that quickly, the A's 4 2-out runs, and they have the lead. And Kite, just like you said, what a 3-run home run can do, get you back in the game.
Get you back.
In this case, takes the lead.
Strike to Yonder Alonso.
And the fastball down and in for Chris Davis is hot. 8th 3-run home run for the Athletics, and the 3rd in this month.
And it's 0-2. 4 runs in the inning, and the A's just like that lead 5-4. Davis now 21 home runs and 54 runs batted in. Fastball. Alonso fouls it back. Alonso hit a fly ball to right field in the second inning.
And it's going to line up across baseball. Chris Davis in his first 2 home at bats has 2 home runs, and it's just the 3rd inning. And the way and the power that Chris Davis has, who knows what he can do in any given game.
Down and away, and the count 1-2.
At 42 last year, he's halfway there already.
Foul back. Really starting to put together some good at-bats against Paulino, making them work.
You know, Chris Davis 3-run home run gets the A's a lead, but the at-bat by Jed Lowry, that curveball that had been called and has been called last night and tonight, right-handed to left-handed batter, and Jed Lowry just said, okay, you throw it softly, I'll just go with it the opposite field.
Alonso strikes out, but the A's do big damage. Lowry with an RBI single, and then Chris Davis with a 3-run homer. He's got 2 home runs in the game, and we're just in the 3rd inning. 5-4 the A's lead. The A's leading 5-4, bottom of the third inning. It'll be McCann, Beltran, and Gonzalez for Jesse Hahn, who really needs a nice quick inning. He's already at 52 pitches. And now 1-2. Astros continue to lead the American League in total runs scored, 428 coming in. So they are statistically the best offensive team in the American League. Wow, could have been a strike. There's Josh Smith. He's ready if Hahn gets in any trouble.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's.
And there is a base hit. It was like a breaking ball that was up.
Hanging curveball.
McCann rips it into right field. So that is 8 hits now for the Astros.
Well, you want to give a starter every benefit of the doubt, but you make pitches and you know the history. And Bob Melvin was talking about that he hopes that he would have a game similar to the one he had earlier this year, in which, and even last year, he had some good starts, a good start against the Astros, but he's also had some bad ones. So let's hope he can recover from this one.
First pitch is low to Beltran, who popped out in the first inning. Astros are first in the league in runs, first in home runs, first in doubles, first in slugging, first in on-base percentage. How about that? And Barreto reached for it, cannot quite get it. Back-to-back singles to open up the bottom of the third.
And here comes Bob Melvin.
So for the second start in a row, Jesse Hahn does not get past the third inning. Tonight, 2+ innings. So well, the Astros just doing their number on Jesse Hahn. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your trusted oil change tune-up. All right, excellent.
July the 1st, the team will wear black jerseys from the era, and 15,000 fans will receive a dual bobblehead of Miguel Tejada and Barry Zito. It's presented by New Era Caps. For tickets to this game against the Braves, visit athletics.com/promotions. Folks, if you like bobbleheads, oh, that's one you have to get. You get 2 for the price of 1. You got the MVP on one side, the Cy Young Award winner on the other, and Miguel Tejada and Barry Zito. That'll be fun.
So it's the bottom of the third. Jesse Hahn is out of the game. Josh Smith comes in. 18th appearance for Smith. His last appearance, very much like this one. It was Thursday in Oakland.
And
he came in for Jesse Hahn.
In that game, it was Smith, Brady, and Axford pitching the final 7 innings.
And they pitched great.
They pitched great and really saved them. And Smith went 3, gave up 2 hits, 4 strikeouts. Brady gave up a couple of runs and turned out to be a very difference in the game. The Astros scoring those 2 runs late. Josh Smith trying to do the same thing tonight as he did last Thursday.
First pitch to Marwin Gonzalez is hit toward left, could be trouble. Joyce hustling over, he's not going to get it, bangs off the wall, and now it rolls back toward the infield. So 1 run's going to score. We're tied at 5, and it's 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. McCann comes in to score.
And that's a perfect example right there why there's no reason to try to pull a pitch if you're a left-handed hitter. You got the short wall in left field. This pitch outside by Smith, maybe even out of the strike zone. You never know. And the Crawford box is so enticing for any hitters, lefties, righties. And the Karen might have hit the out-of-town scoreboard in an angle in which it did not come back straight. Matter of fact, it did hit the edge of one of the slots and Karen away from Matt Joyce. So that quickly, after the A's take the lead, 3 batters into the 3rd. They have a run in, 2nd and 3rd, nobody out.
Here's Gurriel. Gurriel takes a strike. Healy is even with the bag. Alonso a couple steps in. Middle infielders are playing back. Gurriel grounded out in the 2nd inning. And he shoots that one to the right side. And that's about as good as you're going to get if you're going to make it out. A run comes in to score. And Gonzalez goes over to 3rd. So pretty good at bat by Yuli Gurriel. He gets the RBI and the Astros get the lead.
Well, and that quickly the A's are trailing again. And you're right. That's good hitting, good playing by a hitter who likes to pull the ball, and Gurriel. But that's a smart play. Hits the ball to the right side, gets a run in, gets a runner over, and Jesse Hahn line is complete. 6 runs given up.
For 9 hits, 6 runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. You saw that 2nd line about the last 2 starts.
I didn't see
I
it.
can't even read that.
I couldn't read it either.
I don't even want
The
to read
font
it.
was blurred.
I don't even want it. It's blurred, all right. I'm not going to read that.
I'm not going to read it
You know
either.
what? The viewers at home can read it.
That's right.
That one's painful.
But they're not all earned.
They're earned, all right. Strike to Nori Aoki, who singled and scored in the 2nd inning. 6-5. The Astros have the lead. They've scored 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, and 2 here in the 3rd. Infield all the way in. Aoki spins out of the way of that one. Smith runs it inside.
Well, using both sides of the plate. Naoki, who likes to dive a little bit, pull the ball if it's inside, a little bit too much inside. Had to get out of the way.
This one down again, and now the count's 3-1. Springer will be next. Crowd booing about the pitches inside to Aoki. So 3-1, infield in. And that's up the middle to Barreto. Barreto throws to 1st, and the A's catch a break.
Bumper pool.
Got a piece of Smith. And they'll check on Smith. It went right
Yeah.
to Barreto. It would have been right into center field for a base hit, but it got a piece of Smith. Let's hope he's okay.
Showing Nick Vaporesta where he got hit. He's up fine. Look at bumper pool. Boom, boom, back to Barreto. And actually, Gonzalez had started a run, and it was not going on contact, fortunately for him, and looked like the left instep of Smith that carried right over to Barreto. So that's a great 1-6-3. Breaking ball. Maybe even the bottom of the foot, but whatever. He's got a huge out.
So now Springer steps up. field can relax a little bit. Springer a homer and a double. He has scored twice. His third at bat, and we're in the third inning. So Springer 4 for 6 in this series with 2 home runs. Missed that one. Springer was kind of the first of the young crop of players for the Astros to get to the big leagues. And he and Altuve swings and misses again.
Yeah, there was a time that he was not even in the leadoff position, and they found, the Astros did, that they were a better club. You have the aggressiveness of Springer, tremendous speed. A.J. Hinch, the manager, put him in the spot. You said it best that on Thursday, A.J. Hinch didn't know what to do, didn't know where to stand, because he has his little setup here at his home park. That's blocked by Bruce Maxwell, saves the run.
Last year, Springer played in all 162 games, in 29 homers, knocked in 82.
Well, breaking ball, Cap, you said it best in our open about how Bruce Maxwell did a great job last night. That's a big save there on a breaking ball.
Really emergency swing by Springer, which you don't see him do that very often. Remember in 2015, Springer fractured his wrist. And he was out for a couple of months.
Had to be thinking about that last Thursday also.
Yeah.
He had the ball up towards his head, hit his left hand.
So he only played in 102 games in 2015. Maxwell sets up inside. The ball's hit past a diving Healy, down into the left field corner, and Springer's done it again. Gonzalez comes in to score, and George Springer's having a huge game. 2 doubles and a homer in the first 3 innings.
Well, they've been trying to pitch him inside all night. This time they get the pitch in, and that's what he does with it. So change the scouting report. Man, off the line was Healy. Even if he comes up with it, all he's going to do is save an extra base hit. If we scored the run, Springer would have gotten the base hit. And down in the corner.
So 52 RBIs now for Springer.
I think I'd change the scouting report. Although Springer has hit home runs in the opposite field, but the one that he hit against Jesse Hahn was supposed to be inside. He overthrew it and left it outside.
Now 7-5. Here's Reddick. First pitch to Reddick is low. Reddick has a strikeout and a sacrifice fly. So 12 runs and 16 hits, and we're in the bottom of the third. Looks like it's going to be one of those nights.
So what happens, Kai? They're talking about the pace of game. I mean, they talk about the number of pitchers that Joe Madden used. What game that the Cubs had, 13 pitchers used. But in a game like this, where it's just back and forth offense,
nothing you can do.
You can't do anything about it. I mean, it is what it is, and you cannot speed up a game that may ultimately take close to 4 hours.
And that's going to be a base hit. Joyce cuts it off. Run's going to come in to score. Reddick is going to hold at first. So Springer scores, and it's 8-5.
If Reddick had done that last night, it'd been a whole different game for the Athletics in the 9th inning. They tried to pull the pitch. After Smith tonight goes outside, and Reddick says, all right, take the backdoor cut fastball. Left field. And spring training a couple years ago, he did this pretty consistently. Good job by Joyce getting to the ball. Reddick had to settle for a single, which is good.
Josh Smith just trying to get back into the dugout.
Yeah, and unfortunately not having quite the success that he had last Thursday.
So here's Altuve, the 8th man to hit in the inning. Astros have scored 4 times. See, to me, a game like this, there's nothing wrong with the pace. It's just a lot going on.
A lot going on. A lot of runs.
Like
both
the
sides.
game is going to be, but hey, right now it's a little bit like a softball game.
Yeah. And if Paulino goes out on top of the 4th and he struggles, he may be gone.
Yep.
You're going to have both starting pitchers, a lot of run support at both sides, and both pitching short.
So 2-0 now to Altuve, who's got a single and a double, a run scored, and an RBI. 12 hits for the Astros. They had 4 hits in the first, 3 hits in the second. They have 5 hits here in the third. Wow. That's a little scary. In their first drive. Altuve does not take a lot of pitches. So we just saw him take 1. But he probably won't do it again. Defense straight away for Altuve. And he's low, and now it's a 3-1 count. Altuve has walked 31 times this year. So it's not like he never walks. That's actually a fair amount. 396 on base percentage. Tap foul right at the plate.
Fastball 4.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. He likes to hit, and the pitch that's outside. Again, Barreto playing close to the outfield grass, which look where he's playing. Look how much dirt there is between where Barreto's playing and the infield grass. Bob Melvin talking last night about the cut of this infield. We saw it a couple years ago, and it is a lot of dirt.
Runner goes, pitches up and in, and Altuve walks. And the inning continues. Believe it or not, that's the first walk that each pitcher has allowed tonight. Scott Emerson's on the phone again. So 2 on 2 out. Here's Correa. Correa with a base hit in the first, a ground out to short in the second. Outside corner strike. Correa doesn't agree. So now Daniel Coulombe starts to throw.
Bob Melvin might go through the whole bullpen tonight, trying to stay close and trying to get outs. And maybe it is one of those games that everybody's used, everybody contributes, and worry about tomorrow when tomorrow comes. Said Gossett back to the hotel and say, get your rest. You've got 9.
Last night it was Doolittle, Hendricks, Madsen, Casilla, the 4 who pitched. Colombo, Brady, Smith, Axford did not pitch. But they may all pitch tonight. The 2 pitches blocked by Maxwell. 1 and 2. Well, if you're the Houston Astros starter, David Paulino, you've been sitting in the dugout a lot tonight. Now, that's a good thing. because your team is scoring you a whole bunch of runs. Runners take off. The throw to third is not in time. It's a double steal. Reddick and Altuve. Healy maybe a little late getting there, but you got to worry about a ground ball coming your way.
Well, Maxwell threw, but you're right. He did not move. Healy didn't move until later, and actually held his position, thinking with the fastball inside that he might hit a ball that direction. And with 2 strikes on the hitter, Reddick not only got himself, but now 2 runners in scoring position.
And there's a base hit to right field. Here comes Olsen. They're going to wave Altuve home. The throw to the plate, a little high, but Maxwell has it, and he tags out Altuve for the 3rd out. So 1 run does come in to score on Correa's hit. So a big inning for the Astros. We're headed to the 4th. It's now 9-5.
On Sunday, July the 2nd, that would be this Sunday. Start on the field behind home plate. Cross the finish line in the parking lot just in time to watch the A's take on the Braves at 1 p.m. Your race entry includes a game ticket, free parking, a race t-shirt, and an all-new finisher's medal. Sign up today at athletics.com/5K. I don't know if I can make 5.
No?
Maybe on a bike, maybe on a bicycle, but I don't know. I don't know that I would try. Maybe on a life cycle, where I can
keep pedaling,
run the 5 miles,
just keep
5K, but not move. Just stay there.
Doesn't sound like much fun, though.
Yeah, it does. Especially if it didn't have to move. But the A's have to come back again. This time they're down 4.
And a quick 0-2 to Ryan Healy. Healy, Maxwell, and Barreto here in the top of the 4th. 9-5, the Astros lead. He's looking for their 5th consecutive win. They're going to have to duke it out here with the Astros. Pitch number 60 coming up from David Paulino. And Paulino cannot complain about run support. Healy struck out in the 2nd. 6 strikeouts in the first 3 innings for Paulino. Close pitch, a little bit outside.
Change up to the right-hander. Usually change up is thrown by a right-hander to a left-hander. As a tail away from the left-handed hitter.
This one's hit high in the air to left center, and that's hit a ton, and that baby is gone. Wow. Like batting practice here tonight. Number 19 for Healy.
Yeah, these guys going hard towards the All-Star break. Hanging breaking ball and a one that was crushed by Ryan Healy. Wearing the number 25 proudly. Somewhere on the West Coast, Mark McGwire, who wore 25. 363 home runs. Did exactly that with a hanging curveball. And Ryan Healy, and this ball went way up the left field. Look at the gas tank, the pump.
That's right, there's a gas pump out there.
Yeah, it's above that. You don't even see it.
Maxwell drives one to right, but this one's going to stay in the park as Reddick gets back and over. He's got it. So one away here in the fourth inning. So Healy is 19th homer. Give him 50 RBIs on his year. So quite a first half to the season for Ryan Healy. Last year he played in 72 games. Different man this year. He was pretty good last year too. He's on the big boy list. Moretto swings and misses.
If you remember in 06 when of course the A's had Frank Thomas, Milton Bradley, Nick Swisher, and it seemed like every time Swisher hit a home run, Bradley had hit a home run. Bradley hit a home run, Swisher hit a home run. Then Frank, I mean, you had three guys hitting home runs left and right all season. It's kind of the same way Chris Davis and Ryan Healy this year. Yonder Alonso. KD now with 21, Alonso 17, Healy with 19. It's a pretty good middle part of the lineup.
0-2 to Moretto. Moretto takes that one. Moretto had a hit taken away from him in the third inning. A nice play by Marwin Gonzalez at third base. Fastball is high, 92 miles an hour from Paulino.
It's the fourth inning already, partner.
15 runs scored so far. Moretto reaches for that one, rolls it towards Steve Scarsoni. Or as Harry Carey once called him, Steve Scarcorn.
Steve who?
Steve Scarcorn. Harry didn't always get the names of players right. Scarsoni came up, and for Harry it was Steve Scarcorn. He remembers it.
Harry. Run. Attaboy.
Ball bounces off the backstop, and Moretto's going to be aboard. He swung at a pitch that was very much in the dirt, but he'll take it.
Yeah, when in doubt, swing at a pitch in the dirt and run. Pitch not even close, really, except it spiked and no chance for McCann. Moretto looked back, saw it was to the backstop. And you could hear somebody yelling go, and McCann didn't want to throw.
So the A's get a runner with one out, and that'll bring up Brugman. Brugman had a base hit and scored a run in the third. Takes just a touch high. Brugman had a hit last night, so since Brugman has arrived in AAA, and that was on the 9th of June, he has started 18 of the A's 19 games. That's all you can ask for a young player. I think too, when you watch a young player, you just watch their at bats. Do they look overmatched?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I would. Brugman, to me, has not looked overmatched. He's not necessarily swinging at a lot of pitches out of the strike zone. He's not really striking out a lot.
And Melvin's not playing him against all left-handers. He is starting against some, and there's not pitch hitting for him when a lefty comes in out of the bullpen. A changeup from Paulino. And bullpen activity for the Astros, and it could be short-lived for Paulino. So maybe one more hit. This one by Brugman, it might make a change.
2-1 pitch. Just a little bit high. As I look at Paulino's, he made 3 minor league starts this year. And one of them, Ray, was against Nashville. The A's AAA affiliate was on the 17th of May. It's Michael Felice. So it's possible Brugman may have faced him.
Maybe he's faced a lot of guys that were with Nashville, because they all came up just this past month.
3-1 pitch, here it is, and it's fouled straight back. So now full count with Barreto. Good speed at first. So a run in on Healy's home run. So there's only been 1/2 inning where a team has not scored a run, and that was the A's in the first when they went 3 up, 3 down.
You know who likes games like this, don't you? Our good friend Monty Moore.
He did, huh?
Yeah, except he'd like to see the 9 or the where the green 6 is.
So Monty
liked a lot of offense. He didn't like those scoreless games. And just no hitter by Dave Stewart in Toronto. He liked that one.
Brugman swings and misses, so he strikes out.
3-2 changeup, and Brugman probably looking for a fastball. And you know, with the young players, if they can be patient and they get these off-speed pitches like this one, then you could take a walk, because it definitely wasn't close to being a strike.
So top of the order, Matt Joyce, a strikeout and a base hit, run scored for Joyce. That was in the 3rd inning. Barreto still at first. Shift is on for Joyce. I think if you want to watch each at bat, and on average, the guy usually gets 1 good pitch to hit.
Yep, and it's usually a fastball.
Yeah.
And that's why the late Darren Johnson used to say to Sal Bando, "Come on, Sal, look fastball. You're going to get it. And when you get it, don't miss it."
I mean, just look at, let's just watch this at bat. First pitch was a ball. The next pitch right there, Joyce swung and missed it. A good breaking ball.
Yeah.
It was a strike, whether he swings at it or not, but he had a good swing at it. But maybe not that 1 pitch to drive. We'll see if he gets one at some point in this at bat.
And if a pitcher can get a hitter to swing at an off-speed pitch that is or is not in the strike zone, he's accomplished it. There's a good curveball. So get a strike.
So really, he's seen. I mean, Paulino's thrown him 2 very good breaking balls. Tough ones to hit, tough ones to drive.
Backdoor breaking ball, sweeper that ended up in the middle of the plate, coming into the left-hander.
And we say this, meaning kind of averages out. You may have an at-bat where you don't get anything much to hit. You may have an at-bat where you get a couple pitches to hit.
Comes another curveball. So first 4 pitches probably of this variety.
This one's hit toward Aoki and left. He goes back and he makes the catch. Side retired. Healy with a home run, his 19th of the year. So we're going to the bottom of the 4th inning from Minute Maid Park. It's a bit of a bandbox tonight, folks. 9-6, Astros lead the 8th.
Airport Home Appliance. Don't miss the 4th of July sale going on now at Airport Home Appliance and Mattress.
So 9-6, the Astros are leading the A's. It's only the bottom of the 4th inning. When it's time for change, think Speedy, oil change, and auto service. Your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. So Daniel Colomé, the left-hander, comes in. He last pitched on Saturday in Chicago. So he's had 3 days off. Good numbers, 1-1 with a 1.78 ERA.
Bob Melvin just trying to get somebody to come in and put up a 0. 2.25, 4.36 runs and hits in the first 3 innings. Third pitcher for the Athletics in the first 3.
Ryan McCann to lead it off. McCann goes after the first pitch and hits one high and foul. Couple of hits for McCann, an RBI and a run score. 13 hits for the Astros. And this one's hit in the air and it's deep to left. Joyce is back, circling underneath it in front of the out-of-town scoreboard, and he makes the catch. That's pretty close to being a home run.
That's right. I think Joyce had it targeted for the home run, Crawford boxes, but then maybe somebody shot it and brought it down because it just stopped traveling. It came straight down.
Now those, see where the out-of-town scoreboards are? And the seats above that are called the Crawford boxes. That left field wall is 19 feet high and it goes to up to left center field. The distance down the line, though, just 315. And what's interesting, right, is you see the 315 down the line. But down at the end of the Crawford boxes, there you see how they come to an end and then it jets back. And it goes back to the bullpen. And this one's hit toward the Crawford boxes. Joyce is back again, and well, it was about 313 feet. Just a little short.
Warning track power.
But what's interesting and what you'd like to know is see right there, that corner where the wall stops. I'd like to see what's the distance from home plate there.
To that corner?
Not 362, to the corner there where the yellow line stops. Yeah, right there, because that's really, I mean, it's pretty close to midway left center field, and it is not very far. I mean, you think that's 350? Maybe.
It's short. It's almost like Camden Yards where they built it for Cal Ripken Jr., going for the record. He had a lot of home runs in that direction. But yeah, I agree, because if you hit one right into that area, it could be a home run, just like the great Hammer and Hank Aaron said. Just let it get over the fence.
So get one up in the air, get it over that 19-foot high wall, and you're set to go. Really, right field. He's down the line into and in mid right center field. I think the ball carries pretty well there too, but the ballpark does get big in deep left center field and center field. You don't have to navigate Tal's Hill, that helps. But 409 to straightaway center field,
which was 438 with Tal's Hill.
Torchy's Tacos out there. You're hungry, right?
Hey, by the time this game, it may be tomorrow before it gets over.
Get you Torchy's Tacos. Good pitch, 2-2 the count to Marwin Gonzalez. It's a catchy name, Torchy's Tacos. You should think they're probably pretty good. Gonzalez with a double and a run scored and an RBI in the 3rd inning. And he got him. So Daniel Colomé has a very nice inning. 3 up, 3 down. And we're headed to the 5th. 3 up, 3 down. Didn't know they had those here. Johnson bring you the happy hour. It's also available to listen live and as a podcast on NBCSportsBayArea.com. That's downtown Houston. It's where the ballpark is. It's where our hotel is. And right now, Minute Maid Park is alive. 9-6, the Astros lead. It's only the 5th inning. But Paulino trying to get through the 5th.
Yeah, exactly. Just trying.
Nothing's a guarantee tonight. Olsen, Lowry, and Davis. Olsen with a good rip. Fouls it just to our left. Bounces off the facing of the upper deck.
Not bad if you're a pitcher. Your run support numbers go up dramatically when you've had back-to-back starts. 10 runs the first 2. He's got 9 tonight, so 19. And the Astros ended up scoring 12 later. Obviously added 2 more. It was last Thursday. But the one thing about the A's, and they're just down 3 runs in a night in which the ball is carrying well. Chris Davis 2 hitters away, and already he's hit 2 home runs and driven in 4.
Swing and a miss. 93 miles an hour in the fastball. So right now Olsen trying to shake his head a little bit. I think that's a pitch that probably feels like he should drive somewhere, but he missed it. Lee's getting loose again. Paulino at 84 pitches. Good swing by Olsen, fouls it straight back. So that's the pitch to hit that we were talking about. He's got a couple of them in this.
That's it, yeah. Struck out on a curveball his last at bat, but that was a 1-2 count, a called third strike. This is a fastball in the middle.
That's it.
Maybe just thinking about the curveball enough that he did not have aggressive swing.
3-2 is hit high and deep to right field, and that baby is gone. 9-7. Towering drive, just fair down the right field line.
Tampa, I'm shocked they threw him another fastball, but they did. Derek Norris likes it.
A.J. Hinch does not like it.
That's right. A 2 home run game on Saturday and a bunch of strikeouts, but this time a fastball, and he knew it. That is a big swing, and Paulino gives up 4 home runs and not 1 cheap one.
So Paulino is out. Michael Feliz coming in. What a ball game. 9-7 in the 5th inning.
NBC Sports California is brought to you by Provident Credit Union Super Reward Checking. We pay you.
So 9-7. David Paulino, 4+ innings, 7 hits, 7 runs, no walks, 8 strikeouts, and 86 pitches. So both starters knocked around big time. So now it's a 2-run game, and here's Lowry, top of the 5th. Michael Phillies comes in. Boy, at this point, you're a manager. You're just looking for 3 quick outs. Exactly. And you know what? The A's got it with Cologne.
Exactly.
A's have hit 3 home runs tonight.
Paulino started the game, strikeout, fly ball right field.
Check swing and foul. So the count 0-2 to Lowry.
Every time I see a game like this, I think of Tom Kelly, who managed the Twins 87-91 World Championships. And he would tell the starters, he said, all these guys try their hardest to drive in runs, score runs, and you keep giving them up, I'm not going to leave you out there.
Nope,
and it's such a good point. You think about it, and it's not that the effort is not there for a pitcher, whether a starter or reliever, but keep giving up runs. You have to find some way to stop it. And that means go to the bullpen. And the Drew Pomeranz situation in Oakland, when it was horrible for 4 innings, they scored a run in the 5th. He was upset that he didn't go out for the bottom of the 5th after he scored a lead. John Farrell said, I got to go to the pen, try to get out.
And Lowry swings and misses. So that's out number 1 here in the 5th.
Time now for the Jeeps drives of the game. Multi-home run game. There's Chris Davis hitting a fastball. Actually, that was the curveball. Here's the fastball. The first one was a hanger. This one a fastball, a 3-run home run. That would give the A's a 5-4 lead after Jed Lowry's base hit to left field on the curveball back door.
So here's Davis. I shortchanged the A's. I said 3 home runs. They've hit 4. Davis with 2, Healy and Olsen. Remember the 3-homer game? Chris Davis, the last one was a walk-off grand slam, the last home run.
Sean Tolleson at the Coliseum, and a bullet to left field on the out-of-town scoreboard. Keep pumping fastballs. That's what's going to happen. So Matt Olson striking out a lot between Saturday and tonight, but tonight it's a home run.
So 2-1 the count today.
Well, Cole Hamels gave up the first 2. Breaking ball, KD crushed. Another fastball this time. And that made it a 2-home run game, and then bases loaded. Sean Tolleson, a grand slam walk-off, and a jump shot with his home.
And now he's sitting on a 3-1 count. He now has 21 home runs and 54 RBIs. He's trying to hit his 3rd. An off-speed pitch on 3-1.
Had a pretty good pitch to do it. Stayed in the inner part of the plate. Not exactly where it was supposed to be thrown, but it was. And Ryan McCann had to be thankful for that swing and miss.
So now full count. Yonder Alonso will be next. In the dirt, he walked it. So that's the first walk the A's hitters have received tonight.
Yeah, and that was the good news for Paulino. Struck out 8, no walks, but gave up 7 earnings, 4 home runs. And just like last night when the Astros had 5 consecutive hits, brought the tying run of the plate in the 9th inning, but could not do anything. The A's held on to win by 2. Trying to come back tonight.
So here's Yonder. Cues the first pitch foul back toward Healy in the on-deck circle.
Cop, you know, you think about this game, and if the A's are going to win, they have to score in double figures. How many times you say that in the 5th inning, that if you score double figures, you're going to possibly get a win, but they have to at least do that.
And I'm sure the Astros are thinking 9 may not be enough.
Exactly.
Not the way the ball is flying out of the ballpark tonight. Remember, the Astros have the best team ERA in the American League, coming in 3.80, but has not bothered the A's tonight. A's team ERA coming in was 4.75. That's 12th in the league. Both of those numbers will take a little bit of a beating after this game. So 1-2 now to Alonso. Alonso has hit a fly ball to right field, and he has struck out. This one's belted toward right center. Reddick on the move, and Reddick reaches up and he makes a terrific catch. Sensational play by Reddick in deep, deep right center field.
Well, one of the problems, again, Reddick playing in that direction, did not have to go as far as you would think, considering the ball is headed towards the bullpen. Look where he's playing. A great play, nonetheless, great angle to go after it, but he only had to go about 30 feet. He's playing normally to pull, but we have seen right fielder Springer does it all the time. Reddick, of course, plays here enough to know. And a tremendous play by the Gold Glover to rob Alonso of extra bases. A run batted in. And Reddick able to come up with it.
So 2 outs. Here's Healy.
Let's see if he pulls that ball. It's a home run.
Healy takes a strike.
Yonder with a breaking ball coming in, thought he had one, but he had extra bases and couldn't believe it.
And a quick 0-2 to Healy. Healy has struck out and homered. He homered to deep left center field.
You can see how many cell phones are here at Minute Maid Park tonight.
Yep, they're on.
The lights are on.
Like a concert. Not sure the reason for it.
I have no idea. Somebody started it. Now, breaking ball Ryan Healy got from Paulino, who would give up 4 home runs in the game. This hanging breaking ball, and Ryan Healy is a strong young man, and he just showed it there. That hit above the gas tank. I wonder what the price of a gallon of gas is up there.
It's going down.
Yeah,
that's good.
It's supposed to be good for the 4th of July weekend. 4th is on a Tuesday this year.
Sliced foul.
Did I think Ryan Healy, of course, Chris Davis also hitting a breaking pitch for a home run, but big, strong, powerful hitters like the mistakes. $16.39. Wow.
Better be some special gas.
Classical. Mason Williams, classical gas. Home run pump.
Here's the big fist guy.
Houston Astros. Wonder how much Phillips 66 paid for that spot.
Just got it. It just was worth it, as we showed. 1-2 to Healy. He keeps fouling, pitches back, takes that one down and away.
Got a young man, I can't remember his name, but they just showed the Texas State National Championship team. A young man who's been catching for 8 months. And I asked him, what do you do with your right hand with a runner on base? He put it behind his back. He said, nope, not going to work.
And Healy strikes out. The A's get a run. Matt Olson's 3rd home run of the year, so they creep just a little bit closer. Bottom of the 5th coming up. It's now 9-7. Astros.
Watch every out-of-market regular season game live, plus get a free subscription to At Premium, #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. You can visit MLB.tv for details. You got that tonight. You're seeing a lot of good baseball, or a lot of baseball. I don't know if I put good in front of that, but
good
a
offense.
lot of baseball. If you like offense,
this is your game.
Yeah.
9-7, bottom of the 5th inning. Colomb had a 9-pitch 4th inning. A couple of fly balls and a strikeout. So he's back out there. Facing Gurriel, Aoki, and Springer. Josh Smith ends up going 1 inning, gave up 4 hits and 3 runs.
You know, one of the problems, you go to the bullpen, you don't get a lot of length out of guys that you. In the case of AJ Hinch, he's trying to protect this lead. He's just trying to get outs and trying to come back.
And there's a base hit to center field.
But the A's hope that Chris Davinsky, I mean, they've got some back into the bullpen pitchers, the Astros do, that you get to that point. AJ Hinch is just trying to get there right now. He's gotten through 5 innings. There's a hanger, and Gurriel does not waste any time going straight away center. The game that Paulino pitched, he had a 10-0 lead. The A's came back and made it a 12-9 game with a 6-run 8th inning. That's all they were able to score.
Here's Aoki. And Aoki hits it hard to Barreto. Barreto has it to Lowry on the first, and that's a double play. 6-4-3 double play, 2 outs here in the 5th.
Well, Jed Larry had a long way to go to get to it, almost to the point to look like Barreto. And take a look at it again, see how close he was to second, see where Jed is, and the feed, nice feed by Barreto coming across with a strong throw as Lowry returned the double play. And either way, whether Barreto went to back himself or Lowry, as it turned out, it was going to be a tough double play, but Jed made it look easy with the good speed of Aoki getting down the line. So that quickly, a base hit and then a 6-4-3 double play, 3 pitches into the at-bat.
There's Springer. Springer takes low. I was just looking at the John Axford starts to throw, just looking at the A's schedule. And starting with that little 2-game series in Miami, which started on the 13th of June. From that day leading up to the All-Star break, it's 27 days. The A's have 1 off day. And they just had it.
Yes, they did.
And that was on Monday. So 26 games and 27 days leading up to the All-Star break.
I think the rule still exists that you can play no more than 20 consecutive days or games, which that off day is kind of right in between. So between, I guess, the off day Monday straight from Tuesday all the way to
13 straight through to the All-Star break.
So that's you get that one. Actually, the A's last 3 off days have come on the road. St. Petersburg, Miami, and here in Houston.
3-0 pitch is in for a strike to Springer. Springer has homered, doubled, and doubled again. He has scored 3 runs. He's knocked in 2. So he's had a monster game.
And Cap, with those numbers you talked about, as far as there's Tony Sipp, the lefty, getting loose, to come in for the 6th inning. But you have to really be able to get some good pitching. You'd like to see some depth out of your starters. Otherwise, you just blow your bullpen out.
That's right.
And tonight is a perfect example. You have a starter go 2+ innings, and this is the 2nd reliever, and it's only the 5th inning.
Well, it becomes double duty for a manager. You still have to try to win this game, but you have to think about tomorrow, which is a quick turnaround. Right at Barreto. Side retired. So another good inning for Daniel Colomb, and we're headed to the 6th. Astros 9, A's 7. Break brought to you by T-Mobile. What's going on in baseball today and tonight? Well, the Phillies rallied for 2 runs in the 9th inning this afternoon off Seattle closer Edwin Diaz. They beat the Mariners 5-4. How about that? So the Mariners have lost 3 in a row. Nationals lit up John Lackey. They beat the Cubs again 8-4. Nats win. And the Indians beat the Rangers tonight 5-3. That game in Cleveland. So that was game 3 of a 4-game series between the Rangers and the Indians. So a few of the highlights from around Major League Baseball. Time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. Tony Sipp comes in. Tony Sipp to face Maxwell, Barreto, and Brugman. See today where Drew Smiley is having Tommy John surgery.
Good.
So for the Mariners, they lose. Well, they haven't really had him at all this year.
Right.
But Drew Smiley, a big off-season acquisition for Seattle, and ends up he's going to have Tommy John surgery. So he is obviously done for the year. Mariners, with that loss today, they have now lost 4 in a row. They're off Thursday. And they will be in Anaheim this weekend. So the Mariners were playing well, and now they're slowing down a little bit with that loss today. They're 39-41. Maxwell, a pop-up foul down the third baseline.
And then, of course, the Jake Arrieta, Miguel Montero.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah, it's not good stuff. It's not good.
Maxwell just could not hold up, and he strikes out.
Well, the slider, Maxwell looked like he wanted to try to hold up, but unfortunately went through too far, and pitcher was not really close out of the strike zone, and started just not able to hold on and stop his swing.
So 1 away, and here's Barreto. If you didn't see the story, Miguel Montero, one of the catchers for the Cubs. Last night, the Nationals stole 7 bases against him with Jake Arrieta on the mound. Now, Jake Arrieta does not do a very good job of holding runners. It's just something that he's good at. A lot of things. That's not one of them. And Montero, did I see? Was he 0 for 31 in throwing out base runners this year? 0 for 32, one of those 2 numbers.
It's not good.
So he's obviously frustrated. But he said after the game, well, my pitcher's not holding guys on. It's not really my fault. That did not sit well. And they let him go today.
Yeah, and they let him go. And I want to say it was at the White House.
Well,
I think it was the front row.
He may not have made it. I don't know.
I don't know. But
he was designated for assignment, Miguel Montero. So,
but you know, it's kind of sad. But in reality, you don't want to do that, as bad as it is. And you know, it's not like it's only the Cubs. It's around baseball. In the A's experience, and typically, your catcher's percentage of throwing out base runners very, very low, just because they don't get a lot of help. And we've seen some catchers, even with the A's, that runners take off, they don't even throw because they know they don't have a chance. I think Montero threw a ball in left field. I think Turner stole second and third. When he stole third, the ball went in left field and scored. But regardless,
that one is hooked into the left field corner. Just fine.
But the last thing you want to do in trying to keep team unity is throw a pitcher under the bus.
Well, don't you think, too? I mean, it probably goes all the way back to the fact that he's 0 for 32 and throwing runners out, and there's some frustration there.
Well, the ball hooking and hit the sidewall.
Gentleman on the left with the sunglasses on top of his head, that's Jose Barreto, Franklin's dad. He was here last night.
Came in from Caracas.
And he chased a changeup that kind of floated away from him. Barreto strikes out.
Well, he started, stopped, and then continued.
Something that I don't know that it's gone necessarily unnoticed. A's have scored a bunch of runs tonight. They got 4 home runs, but they have struck out 12 times in 5 2/3 innings. So 12 of the 17 outs have been strikeouts. I got 4 of the other outs have been fly balls to Reddick.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. Well, what is happening? AJ Hinch has brought Sip in this part of the batting order. It's almost like he's going by matchups, and he has Felice throw 1 inning and bring Sip in to face lefty, righty, lefty.
That's a lot, folks.
Is that called consistency?
Well, it is.
In a negative way?
A's have struck out the 2nd most in the American League this year. Two-one pitch to Brugman. And he did not go. Now it's 3-1. Brugman singled and scored in the 3rd, struck out in the 4th.
Didn't go. Call.
A line drive into the glove of Gurriel, side retired. So 5 straight A's hitters have been retired. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. 9-7 Houston. This date, 3rd of his 5 hits in an Astros victory over Colorado. Craig Biggio collects his 3,000th hit, and he was thrown out at second base, but that's okay. Poor guy didn't even get a chance to enjoy it. Became 27th major league player to get to 3,000 hits. 7th inning of Aaron Cook. So he's a Hall of Famer, Craig Biggio.
Well, his patented hit was a double, so that's what he's trying to go for on his 3,000th, but was thrown out. The great Milo Hamilton with the call.
Sure. Good friends with Vince Cotroneo.
And Dwayne Kuiper. The late Milo.
There's the resume. Over 3,000 hits. There's the double, Troy. 668 doubles.
And I don't see anything in there that says he started out as a catcher. And there's
should be first on the list.
One he moved.
Reddick beats the shift.
I'm sorry,
the
Blair.
So Reddick is 2 for 3. Couple singles and a sacrifice fly.
Well, this is again Reddick last night, and maybe he looked at the video and said, "What am I trying to pull the ball for?" When I'm jumping on the first pitch. This time, as he did his last at bat, pulled the ball to right field to bring in a run. Bob Melvin going to his bullpen.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Is brought to you by Roaring Camp Railroads. Nothing makes barbecue taste as good as a generous helping of pure, unfiltered Santa Cruz Mountain Moonlight.
So 9-7, it's the bottom of the 6th inning, and John Axford comes in for the A's. He's their 4th pitcher tonight. Remember, Jesse Hahn left after just 2+ innings, giving up 9 hits and 6 runs. So the bullpen is going to have to work today. And Smith went an inning. Daniel Colon went 2 1/3. So nice work by Daniel Colon.
Very
and now
nice.
Axford.
You know, one of the problems that Bob Melvin has, he knows that he has a bunch of relievers that are kind of 1 inning and pitch today, don't pitch tomorrow. And remember, tomorrow's a day game after night game, which is always a little bit difficult to come back. But the A's will try to get this win and worry about tomorrow. And it means Daniel Gossett goes a little bit extra, that maybe that would be the case.
Here's Altuve, the first pitch, fouled right at the plate. So 0-1 to Altuve, who has doubled, singled, and walked. He's knocked in a run. He has scored a run. So he is 5 for 7 in this series. Closing in on 100 hits. He's got 97 hits now for the season.
Game 79 for the Astros, and you talk about the number of hits. Of course, averaging over a hit per game. Probably will reach the 200 hit mark again. Probably not even hot yet.
But you look at Altuve's career so far. This is his 6th full season in the big leagues. His first 3 were pretty good. You're like, yeah, it's a good little player, right? Well, then in 2015, he took it up a notch. The power started to come. He had 15 home runs, 40 doubles in 2015. But then last year, he became an MVP candidate. Last year, he hit .338 with 24 homers, 96 RBIs, 42 doubles, and 30 stolen bases.
It's a pretty good year.
And he was finished 3rd in the AL MVP vote. 216 hits.
And you don't think this player of his stature, his size, he's more, you would think it's a leadoff hitter, which he's done that, but he's hitting 3rd in the lineup,
Yeah.
which is pretty impressive considering where he is. They moved Springer into the leadoff spot. Springer, of course, had been in that middle part of the order, but changed it up a little bit. Springer at the top. Altuve hitting behind Reddick in front of Correa. Pretty good lineup by the Astros.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, I mean, I think if you think of a conventional lineup for whatever that means, right? But you would say Altuve bats leadoff because he's a little bit more of a base stealer. Springer would bat third. But, you know, you see a little bit more of the George Springers leading off in baseball the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Guys who hit home runs.
Yeah, if you can get the early lead with a home run, which the Astros did tonight with a leadoff home run.
I just think lineups are constructed so much different now than they used to be. I mean,
absolutely.
you know, it was automatically you used to have, well, you got to have a speed guy who steals bases at the top, but I just don't think you see guys who steal bases so much anymore. There's just not that many marquee stolen base guys. I mean, the kid in Cincinnati is a terrific
He's got to get on.
Billy Hampton, but he doesn't always get on base.
He's got to get on. That's one of the biggest things.
Reddick runs, and the 3-2 pitch was called the ball, so the throw down to second base doesn't matter. It was a pretty close pitch. Maxwell's asking Eric Cooper, where was that? See how close it was. Touch inside.
Well, it's close enough that, of course, Maxwell thought it was a strike.
So now you got 2 on, nobody out for Carlos Correa. Correa is 2 for 3. First pitch is low. Correa singled in the first and then had an RBI single in the third.
Well, Bob Melvin is so important that the A's bullpen keep the Astros down. They will not stop. They're relentless. They keep trying to put runs on the board. Takes a good bullpen, good pitchers to keep them from scoring.
That's a good pitch. 95 at the knees, and the count 1-1. McCann will be next.
And you're right, Cap, with your assessment earlier about a manager tries to win, especially getting close to this game. It's not a blowout. It's a 2-run lead. But you try to manage the bullpen, manage the game, try to win. But it depends on the players you put in the spots. In the case last night, Hendricks in the 9th inning gave up 3, made it a close game. Tonight there's 2 runs down, just trying to keep it close there.
And a 1-1 swing, weakly by Correa. He will chase occasionally. That's way out in center field. Had a couple Torchy's tacos, and now they're just relaxing.
Well, that was built out there. When they took down Taos Hill, they did all that construction.
I like it.
Pretty neat.
I'm going to go out there tomorrow.
I was going to say, I thought you would.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. A little down and in action by Axford.
That's a big out because middle part of the batting order, it's pretty tough. Correa stayed inside. Remember his last at bat, he took a base hit to right field on a fastball away. This 95 inside corner, a great pitch. He's talking to himself. Nobody wants to listen. He's just mumbling. Nobody wants to listen to me say that pitch was inside.
Stay away.
It's the guy's walking by him and wouldn't even acknowledge the fact that he was talking. Maybe he does that a lot. He just talks and nobody responds.
1-0 to McCann. He's got 2 hits. Seems like everybody's got 2 hits for the Astros. They got 15 as a team. Now 2-0 to count.
After last night, McCann, who had a tough night last night, it's been different for him tonight. But you know, we saw Reddick still earlier, and you got to be concerned here again because Healy's the only one on the left side, and you'd have to figure McCann's going to pull. So if Reddick were to decided to steal, Healy should be able to get the bag quicker.
And a swing and a foul as it scoots under the glove of Maxwell. He just got a piece.
I was going to say he had to just barely touch it. If he didn't, Maxwell really did a good job of faking it.
It's a good sell job. Shift is on for McCann. Healy, the lone infielder on the left side. Curve drops right in there first strike. And Reddick takes off for third, and he makes it. So that's heads up base running, and probably looked at Healy, thought he was a little far away from the bag, and he just beat him to the bag.
And the ball crossed the plate, and the throw back, and Reddick took off. Kind of like a delayed. So Rajay Davis do it. Now they have to get a sign. You see him at the top, and there's a throw back, and Reddick takes off.
Well, he waited right to Maxwell, flipped it back to the pitcher.
Well, we saw Rajay Davis do that against the A's, too. It turned out to be huge. Derek Norris was catching when that happened, and he scored a run.
Two pitch is low. And it tells you that Reddick was probably watching how Maxwell was throwing it back to the pitcher.
Well, and not only that, your point about where Healy's position, and that far away, I'm surprised more guys don't run. If you're third baseman, there's a shift on the right side. You have third baseman kind of roving around. Why not take off? Catchers don't like to throw to a moving target anyway.
You think it was probably more that than the throwback
as
to
much
the pitcher.
that. I don't think it's so much of the throwback as it was Reddick waited until he threw back and essentially knew that he couldn't catch the ball, throw to third because he knew it was going to be there anyway. But still, it's heads up base running by Reddick, and you'd like to think that you get the third out and not worry about an infield hit. But again, with the shift, you have the whole left side of the infield, and all it takes is then that's inside out swing by hitter. See how far Healy's off the bag? He's off the line tremendously far, and that's Reddick can get off just as far.
Well, Tuve was running on the last pitch. He'll probably be going again. Takes off, and the ball's hit in the air toward left. Joyce has it. Reddick tags. Here comes Joyce's throw to the plate, and it's just a touch late. Reddick slides in head first, and the Astros get their 10th run.
And there's your run.
Yep.
That run with heads up base running. And McCann, it really changes at bat when you got a runner at third base, because why try to pull the ball and pull it to double play, especially with a pitch away at 95. Goes opposite field. Really strong throw by Matt Joyce, but here's the rule at the plate where you have to give the lane, and even if you want to try to block him off, you're not allowed to. He throws towards first base line a little bit, head first slide. See if a catcher can put his knee down and block the runner off, runners don't do it as much. And that's a big run scored by the Astros.
Altuve runs. The throw is not handled by Barreto, so it's a stolen base for Altuve. So that is 4 steals tonight for the Houston Astros.
And they was going to take a quick tag with not much of a chance by the A's to throw him out because of the jump that he got. You see, it doesn't show up in the box score, the jumps. It doesn't show up what Reddick did and headed to third base. And watch out, Tuve still third now.
1-0 pitch is in first strike. Well, the Astros are right in the middle of the pack in the American League in total stolen bases. They now have 41 with their 4 tonight. But we've said many times, Ray, I think they could steal more if they wanted to,
Yeah.
but they don't need to this year because they're hitting home runs. I mean, I think Altuve, if Altuve just had straight green light, he could steal 75 bases.
Yeah.
May not be great for his health. I mean,
That's
base a little tough on his body.
And wear and tear on his body. That's the remarkable thing about Ricky Henderson. All those that he stole,
Yep.
still had a Hall of Fame career without beating up his body.
Hit hard off the facing of the dugout. 2-2 the count. A run in for the Astros here in the bottom of the 6th. That's Will Harris. Looks like he's ready to go. So I think A.J. Hinch has at least got the game to the 7th inning where he can go 7, 8, 9 with one guy for each inning.
Yeah, he's got Gregerson and then Giles. Actually, Davinsky's got also. So that's a guy that was very tough.
Trot does not go, and it's 3-2. So that run in this inning is actually charged to Colon as he walked Reddick, or gave up the single to Reddick to open up this inning, and then Colon left. So he gives up 1 run in 2 1/3 innings. 3-2 pitch. And it bounces past Maxwell. Altuve goes to third, and Beltran, who does not know that it's ball 4. I believe it's ball 4.
I had ball 4.
I had ball 4.
That is a 3-2 count.
Huh. Huh. All right. We stand corrected.
I had 3-2. I put the count, the pitches down.
I thought it was 3-2. It is now. Altuve at third. Alonso has it. Alonso steps on the bag. Side retired. A run for the Astros. We're headed to the 7th. It's now 10-7. Insider Podcast is back on NBCSportsCalifornia.com. It's brought to you by Max Muscle. Log on each week as our A's insider Joe Stiglitz talks baseball with players, coaches, special guests, and more. It's available on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and Spotify. Guest this week for Joe Stiglitz is A's president Dave Kaval. Well, that gentleman's having a good time. His Astros are leading 10-7. It's the top of the 7th inning. So Will Harris comes in. Another very fine season for Will Harris. He was an all-star last year. Facing the top of the A's order, Joyce, Olsen, and Lowry. Astros bullpen has the most strikeouts by a bullpen in the American League, so they will come in and do their thing. Gonzalez, the only man on the left side, scoops it up, throws out Joyce, 1 away.
Well, have you made your plans yet to celebrate the greatest of all time, Ricky Henderson? On GOAT.
We're getting a little punchy here, Ray. It's 10-7. So Matt Olson has struck out twice and then a long home run down the right field line, his 3rd of the year.
Hey, you're right about Will Harris making the All-Star team last year. I thought it's a good article in the paper today about how he thought about that. It's more and more where you're saying relievers make the All-Star team.
Sure.
Because starters take a little bit longer to get loose. Relievers, you start later in the ball game. If you take some closers, I mean, they can get ready. You got 6, 7, 8, 9. Bruce Bochy managed one of the teams that had all closers, I think, towards the end. He said, I want to have guys coming in, if I get the lead, to shut down everything.
Well, if the game means something, and obviously it does now, whether you agree with it or not, that's a different story, but you cannot blame a manager for when it's his turn to pick players, and each manager gets a small amount of choices, right? It was 4 or 5.
That's the way it was. Yeah, it changes all the time.
He's thinking, okay, who can I pick that is going to best help me win the game? So you can't really blame the managers for doing that, but
3-2 fastball, Polino, and that was his final pitch of his night. Polino had a big 9-5 lead. All of a sudden, a couple of home runs. Matt Olson's was the last, and here we go to the bullpen with Felice, Sip, and now Harris.
And that one just missed. Very close. And I think a manager, he may say, hey, I want to pick a 3rd catcher.
Yeah.
Or I want to pick a real tough lefty specialist reliever because I may need a big out in the 8th inning of the All-Star.
Yeah, that's right.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Olson strikes out for the 3rd time, but he does have the home run.
A good fastball challenge, Dave, and a little bit extra on this fastball. Harris just a little tough to see at times. It had a little cut action on it. So Matt Olson, 3 strikeouts and a long home run. He's got to be frustrated. He struck out in Chicago, the bases loaded Sunday, and was really frustrated. But, or actually Saturday, he hit the 2 home runs and struck out with the bases loaded. Struck out a lot since then. So did the A's.
Sitting on 13 now. The A's have struck out 13 times tonight.
The thing is, they're not swinging hard for home runs with 2 strikes. They're just missing.
It's funny, the only guy who has not struck out is Chris Davis, and he's 2nd in the league in strikeouts. Chris Davis has hit 2 home runs. Now it's 0-2 to Lowry. Lowry's 1 for 3 with an RBI hit in the 3rd. Two. Fastball up and away. So Michael Feliz pitched the 5th inning. A walk, 2 strikeouts. Tony Sipp pitched the 6th inning, a 3 up, 3 down with 2 strikeouts. And Harris here in the 7th. Fastball that is a bit high. Lowry's able to lay off. Angels and the Dodgers are underway. No score in the 3rd inning. That game in Anaheim. They played at Dodger Stadium on Monday night and Tuesday night and split the 2 games there. They'll play in Anaheim tonight and tomorrow. Ryu and Myers, the pitching matchup tonight. That one to right. And that baby's gone. Bounces off the facing of the 2nd level. And another home run for the Athletics. They have hit 5 tonight.
Wow. Left-handed hitters like the low fastball, low cutter, low something, and Jed Lowry didn't miss it. So another pitch that just right into the wheelhouse. It's got a little cut action on it, and season high 5 home runs in the game. They've hit 4 recently Saturday. And tonight, that's the 5th.
113 home runs now for the Athletics this year in 79 games. Rattled around in the 1st row and then bounced back down. So home run number 9 for Lowry. Swinging A's indeed. So 0-2 to Chris Davis. Davis has a pair of home runs. So now 10-8. Still only the 7th inning.
Yeah, you never know, dude.
Chris Davis did not go. Astros have hit 1 home run tonight. That was Springer leading off the bottom of the 1st. They have hit 126 home runs this year. One-two pitch, got him swinging. A's get another run on Lowry's 9th home run of the year, and it was a long one. Rattled around in the 1st row of the 2nd level. 10-8 as we have reached the 7th inning stretch. Back this Friday with the Atlanta Braves in town. Get a ticket in our value deck, an authentic A's fan jersey, and a food and drink voucher. Also, we're highlighting local artists for the 2017 Collectors Series cheer cards, and this week it's Reggie Jackson with the famous follow through. For details, log on to NBCSportsCalifornia.com. The Atlanta Braves in town. Interleague baseball. Don't get to see the Braves much. Some good young players. So 10-8. The Astros lead the A's in Game 2 of the series. A's trying to win their 5th consecutive game. Gonzalez, Gurriel, and Aoki here in the bottom of the 7th. Gonzalez is 1 for 3. And now quickly 0-2. That one got a little piece of Marwin Gonzalez, so this could take a while.
He doesn't need an excuse, does he?
No.
He just.
And now he's got a legitimate one to take his time.
A leg kick and got him in the right knee, barely. Good TV time.
Foul back to the screen. Count stays 0-2. A's will be back here in Houston in August. August 18th, 19th, and 20th. Roof will be closed.
Oh, fortunately, because a lot of humidity out there.
Humidity. This one's popped up. Right side of the diamond. Yonder Alonso waits, and Yonder Alonso has it.
Cap, I know you're a huge football fan.
Yeah.
You know about Dante Pettis? Of course you do, right?
What's that?
Gary Pettis' son Dante plays for the Washington Huskies.
Really?
He's going back for his senior year this year, and Gary said he's probably, well, he'll come out his senior year and probably be a higher draft choice, so he'll be anxiously waiting him. If you want to see some good highlights, kid can play wide receiver, punt returner. He's got the speed of his daddy.
I'll write it down in my draft
Pettis.
special for next
right.
year.
That'll be for the 2017 season.
Don't forget, when the Astros come to Oakland again, you're going to have a double header.
That's right, September the 9th.
Yeah.
So it'll be 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Yep.
That would be the weekend. It's the makeup of the Easter Sunday.
Hit well to right field. Olsen near the wall, and it bounces off the wall. Brugman backing it up, so Brugman picks it up. But not before Gurriel has a double. Well, he's got 2 hits.
Well, Matt Olsen has played decently in right field, but we saw Reddick make a spectacular play in right center. This ball is slicing off the bat of Gurriel, and if you're going to go back, you're not going to block the ball coming off the wall. Fortunately, Brugman was backing up. You don't want to get up a triple with 1 out, putting a runner at third with just 1 out. So Brugman, good job backing up as Gurriel settles for a double.
Obviously, the one game is a makeup game for the April 16th rainout, which was Easter Sunday. Rainout at the Coliseum. Aoki slaps it foul. So last night, the Astros were 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Different story tonight. They're 7 for 13.
That's what was surprised about last night, because they're such a good team with runners in scoring position, and I think it said it all in the first 2 innings when they had second and third. Couldn't get the big hit. And then Evan Gattis with the bases loaded, nobody out, swung at a 3-0 pitch. Chaminade did a great job getting out some tough jams and making some quality pitches.
Overall, as a team, the Astros are hitting .282.
That's impressive.
Which is very good.
Yeah.
The A's .227, and the A's have gotten a little bit better the last month or so. They were down in the low 200s for a while. Springer to follow. And Aoki drives him toward left. Joyce is right there when he makes the catch.
Toward smart play. And it is the man. Smart play today brought to you by your California Ford dealers. How about a solo home run? His 9th leadoff home run. 24th overall for George Springer. And he wasn't satisfied with that. Comes up with a double his next at bat. Might have had another home run any other park. And this time he gets another double down the left field line. That would drive in a run with a couple of outs. So good night for George Springer. This is his 5th at bat in the 7th inning. 3 hits, 1 each in the first 3, and then made it out in the 5th inning. So the A's would love to get him out again, leaving a runner at second base, and the 2-run lead for the Astros.
That breaking ball stays inside to Springer. Springer's only out tonight was a ground out to short in the 5th inning.
Well, on the night, our McDonald's true story about Craig Biggio, the anniversary of his 3,000th hit. And on this night, the record of Biggio and Springer broken. Leadoff home runs, both had 8. Springer last year and Biggio before. Springer hit his 9th tonight. And it's only game 79, so I think he may have a few more.
He's not done yet.
Craig Biggio and his good buddy Jeff Bagwell going to Cooperstown this summer, so I'm sure for Craig Biggio a lot of information, help for his former teammate going to Cooperstown in his speech with Pudge Rodriguez and Commissioner Bud Selig.
One stays inside again.
And let's not forget our own Bill King, recipient of the Ford C. Frick Award. He inducted to Cooperstown on the Saturday prior to the players on Sunday. Tim Raines, too. I forgot about him. Tim Raines will be going in. I was thinking of a 3rd player, and that would be former Athletic, The Rock.
3-0 now to Springer with Reddick waiting in the on-deck circle.
And Bob Melvin knows that Sean Doolittle pitching last night. And for him to go back-to-back games, it's tough.
Got to be careful.
And Coulomb has already been in the game, and you had Reddick in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, maybe if you're winning the game, you may say, Sean, give me a batter.
Yeah, that would be it. But they had to be so concerned. It's Brady, the right-hander, who also pitched in the game last Thursday. 3 innings following Jesse Hahn's start.
3-1 pitch is down and away, and Springer walks.
Scott Emerson trotting out to talk to his pitcher, and well, yeah, it's hard to manage with the hands tied sometimes, and that's, of course, the delicacy of Sean Doolittle. He's been, 3 innings, last 3 appearances, a total of 9 batters, 4 strikeouts, 3 ground ball outs last night. Probably, if available, would be in this situation to face Reddick. Bob Melvin with his good pitching coach Scott Emerson. Very knowledgeable and a very good man.
So here is Reddick. Big game, 2 for 3.
Got the last 2 hits have gone exactly where the opening once again is at shortstop. They're still shifting him to the right side. And don't be surprised if he tries to go that direction again. He's done it twice tonight. And right now, if he does it, it drives in another run.
He's driven in 2 and scored 2 tonight. So Reddick now with 30 RBIs. And his average up over 300 now at 302. And he drives that one to right center field. That's going to be a base hit. Gurriel will score. Springer to third, and it's 11-8. Reddick's having a big ball game. So his third hit and his third RBI.
And it fell behind 1-0, a fastball, and good hitters will load up a little bit early, expand the strike zone. Reddick does. Drives in another run, and that's it for John Exford. Josh Reddick can hit, and he's proven it tonight.
So Michael Brady coming in, and Exford leaves. A run in for the Astros.
Brought to you by the 2017 Jeep Cherokee with an EPA estimated 30 highway miles per gallon. By Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. By AAA, what does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Go to AAA.com for more details. And by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica.
Well, the Astros just continue to score runs. It's now 11-8. They banged out 17 hits. They've scored in every inning except the fourth and the fifth.
In fact, it's exactly what they did against the Athletics in the four-game series at the Coliseum. Brady gave up a couple of runs as he makes his fourth appearance for the Athletics. The former position player turned pitcher.
So Michael Brady will face Altuve.
His bullpen did a great job in Chicago, did a great job last night, although 3 runs by the Astros in the 9th inning. Enough to make it a closer game, but at least the A's got the job done. Chicago, spectacular. This Astros team just never stops.
Altuve takes a bit inside. Springer at third, Reddick at first. Astros with a 52-26 record. Best in the major leagues. Foul straight back. They just could not quite finish it off last year. They finished 84-78, but they were 5 games back of that second wild card spot. So they were the wild card team in 2015, but did not get there last year. Well, last year they got off to a terrible start.
Yes,
in a bad April, and then they just kept climbing back, but it took them a long time just to get to the 500 mark. They didn't get to the 500 mark last year till June 21st. So when you dig yourself a hole like that, it takes a while to get out of it.
Well, their nemesis, the Rangers, they could not beat Texas last year. This year, different story. Of course, they're beating everybody this year. And now they're thinking about when they clinch, how quickly they clinch, and who's going to be ready in postseason. And, of course, they still have until July the 31st, which is a little over a month away, before they try to make the decision of who they want to get maybe as a starting pitcher. Offense is pretty good. They score some runs. When they get postseason, they may bring out the running game too, Pat, because that's where the small ball plays, because you're not going to hit a lot of home runs. You're not typically if you're facing the best pitchers.
And the 1-2 pitch, Altuve pitch way up and in, and Altuve swings and misses. So even as a strikeout, he's kind of fun to watch. 11-8 Astros.
Friday, July the 14th, for our annual Bark at the Park event is presented by Avoderm Natural and Nylabone. There will be free samples for dogs, a pregame pet parade, and so much more. Purchase your special ticket for this event right now. Space is limited, so act quickly. For more information and tickets, visit athletics.com/bark, and that's to register today. Do it quickly, as you want to make sure you get your pooch in the park.
So it is the top of the 8th inning. These are the defensive changes. You see Reddick is now in left, Marisnik's in center, Springer's in right. So Aoki's the guy that's out. Marisnik will hit in Aoki's spot. And Luke Gregerson is the new pitcher. So he is pitcher number 5 tonight. Paulino, the starter, went 4+. Feliz an inning, Sip an inning, Harris an inning, and now Gregerson. Yonder Alonso is 0 for 3. He was robbed of a hit by Reddick when Reddick was playing right field in the 5th inning. Deep drive to right center field that Reddick tracked down. Gregerson ahead in the count, 1-2.
He talks about Luke Gregerson and his great slider. And Gordon Lake at one time last year when the A's had him 2 years ago, and said best slider in baseball. And he also has a good sinking fastball. I think that's what sets him apart from a lot of pitchers, thinking it's only the slider, but sinker is also a very good pitch.
1-2 pitch drops low. That sinker at 91 miles an hour. Healy to follow, and then Maxwell. That one off Alonso's, well, I don't know where, maybe his knee. Looks like he's holding his right knee. Huh. Sometimes you get hit on the inside of the knee and it just shuts you down.
Well, and it's bone too. It might have gotten the bone and inside where he's holding it.
Let's see where it gets him.
Check the right knee. Has the protection.
Yep.
Right in the right knee on the inside, like you said, and
that's a direct hit too.
Yeah, and when he goes down, he doesn't move. That's a breaking ball right into his swing.
See, it's hard to even walk. The whole bottom of your leg just
numbs up. He wants to stay in the game.
He does want to stay in the game. He's a gamer, man. And Rajai Davis is going to come in with a 2-2 count. Watch the right inside knee.
Yeah, the skipper is talking about Matt Olson at first base. We'll probably see him in the bottom of the 8th. Rajai Davis to the outfield. And comes in with a count of 2-2 on him. We hope Yonder's all right. That is tough. That is very, very hard.
Well, you hope it didn't get any of the kneecap.
Yeah.
So Rajai Davis steps in. Again, the count is 2-2. Rajai Davis swings at that slider.
The worst thing for a pitcher to do is throw him a fastball because he's coming off the bench, count 2-2.
So that's out number 1 here in the 8th, and that'll bring up Healy. Healy has homered tonight, his 19th of the year. The A's have hit 5 home runs, but still trail 11-8.
I think that would be a strikeout Alonso. If Rajai had gotten a hit, it's his hit, but
is that the way it works?
I think it's a strikeout for Alonso.
Scooped up by Marwin Gonzalez. So Healy is out. He's 1 for 4.
But regardless, that's a whole bunch of strikeouts. Too many strikeouts tonight for the A's. That would be 15. The first 23 outs.
10 of the last 11 A's hitters have been retired. The only one who wasn't was Lowry's home run. And here's Maxwell, who's 0 for 3. A couple of strikeouts and a fly ball to right field. Taps this one. First base line, Gregerson to first, and Luke Gregerson has a very easy top of the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th coming up, 11-8 Astros.
things and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
Here's our game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 8-8-0 for the Athletics, 11-17-0 for the Houston Astros. Neither starter was very good tonight. Chris Davis has 2 home runs. The A's have 5 total home runs on the night. George Springer's had a big game. Reddick's had a big game, so lots of offense from both teams tonight. But boy, it's just tough to slow down these Houston Astros. They get a deep lineup and just keep coming at you. So Carlos Correa will lead things off here in the bottom of the 8th. Correa is 2 for 4. First pitch is popped up. Maxwell over. Maxwell and then Olsen, and Olsen just in at first, reaches over the railing and makes the catch. So a nice play by Matt Olsen.
He just reached in and he went to the first baseman's mitt. Thought maybe it was going to be Maxwell, and look, he got a snow cone with the first baseman's mitt. Looking to see, got to the rail, reached in. No help from the home team, of course, and help from his catcher, but that was it. Nice little play going into the dugout. See, when he goes to the Coliseum, it's kind of cool because he's got all kinds of room.
That one.
Oh, that was a very good play.
Olsen moves in to play first base. Rajai Davis stays in the game in left field, and Matt Joyce slides over left field to right field. So Yonder Alonso, and let's keep our fingers crossed. That
yeah, he's all right.
That one is belted into right center field. Bruckman, what a play by Jacob Bruckman.
A tremendous play, and you think about the glove on his right hand, and he had to reach for this ball, hooking away from him, left his feet. What a tremendous play. So last night it was Springer going to his right, across his body. The same for Bruckman tonight, into right center. Got a great jump on it and just extended and came up with a tremendous play, robbing McCann of another hit.
So a couple of nice defensive plays by a couple of youngsters for the A's. That was beautiful. Looks like Freddie Lynn streaking across the outfield grass, didn't he?
Right. Yep. Rookie of the Year MVP, same year for Freddie Lynn.
2-0 to Carlos Beltran, who's 1 for 4, and a base hit, scored a run back in the 3rd. Looking at this Astros roster, which is obviously very young. Only 2 guys that they lose after this year. It's Ken Giles warming up to free agency is Beltran and Gregerson.
Yeah.
Somebody else will be here next year. And who knows? I mean,
interesting to see what Gregerson does, because he was the closer with the A's at one time and actually signed with the Astros to be the closer. Ken Giles brought over from Philadelphia. But they've got a chance to be pretty good for several years.
This one's hit well to left center. Rajai Davis is back. Rajai Davis near the wall in the 362 sign. Makes the catch. Side retired. Good inning for Brady. Last chance for the A's. They trail by 3 to go into the 9th.
the Twins' 15,000 fans will receive a G-Eazy bobblehead that plays an audio message from the man himself, all presented by Majestic. This bobblehead features Oakland's own G-Eazy, the world's famous rapper and lifelong A's fan. Plus, will be at the game to throw out the ceremonial first pitch that night, probably to Glenn Kuiper. For tickets, visit athletics.com/promotions. You gonna catch the first pitch?
Sure.
I'll bring my catcher's mitt.
G-Eazy.
Easy? You'll catch it easy, huh? Or maybe he'll sing a first pitch to you. That'd be nice. G-Eazy, I mean, bobblehead giveaway. They're trying to make it easy ninth inning and score 4 to take the lead. You never know in this game.
A's will have to do it against Ken Giles, the closer. This is a save situation for him. Barreto had a good rip at the first pitch he sees for Giles. 98 miles an hour. Numbers for Giles: 17 saves, 2 blown saves, 3.68 ERA. Like most closers, he's got nasty stuff.
Last year he was in the doghouse a little bit, but took over this year and he's done a very good job.
So quickly 0-2 to Barreto. Barreto's 0 for 3. Struck out twice. One time though, he struck out. Ball went to the backstop and he reached first base. So he has been on base tonight. Tough stretch here though. Behind in the count, 0-2 to Giles. Strike 3 call. Cutter slider catches the outside corner.
Now Barreto might send his father back to the Rockies. Trying to do so much for his dad to see him play here, but it's a big sweeping breaking ball. And these kids, of course, are going to have their ups and downs, and probably more downs than ups, considering facing pitchers they've never seen, quality pitchers, and not afraid to throw that type of a breaking pitch ahead or behind the count.
The one out here is Jacob Brugman. Brugman swings through it. He's 1 for 3 with a single. Brugman hitting .246. And a good swing that time as he's trying to catch up to that 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Battle of the bullpens tonight. Astros bullpen has won that battle so far. Just got a piece of it. Brugman stays alive against Giles. Chris Davis with a couple of home runs tonight. Solo shot in the second. 3-run homer in the third. These have just not been able to slow down the Astros offense tonight. 0-2 pitch. Foul that. Fastball. Matt Joyce waits in the on-deck circle.
Well, every pitch of the night for the Astros, they struck out at least one batter.
Oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me. So that is strikeout number 17 in the game.
A good breaking ball, and he's going for the juggler and not doing anything to help Brugman get anything but breaking pitches.
Well, how about this, Red? The A's have struck out twice in every inning except the 8th, where they struck out once. So here's Matt Joyce, who's 1 for 4. Joyce fouls it straight back.
So you're saying the A's have struck out at least once in every inning?
I'm saying, yeah, they've struck out at least twice in every inning,
except the one, yeah.
Except one.
Yeah, except the 8th inning when that was Rajay Davis or Alonso.
Giles with that high velocity, 97, 98, even 99. He's got a couple of good off-speed pitches too. He is nasty.
It's like he's afraid to throw that 98 heater. You have to look for the 98. He throws you the breaking pitch.
So the crowd on its feet. Astros trying to even up this series at a game apiece. One-two pitch. Rolled to the left side. Gonzalez throws. Got him, and that's the ball game. So Giles comes in. He has a 3-up, 3-down ninth inning, and he's going to get a save. And the Astros are going to get a win. And tomorrow it'll be the rubber game of this series. Time of game, 3 hours and 27 minutes. The attendance was 34,075. So the A's hit 5 home runs tonight, but it's not enough, as the Astros bang out 17 hits, and the Astros win it 11-8. A's Post Game Live, presented by State Farm, is ready to roll. Brody Brazil stands.